10 seconds remaining. Radiant team back. Dire team back. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick. Dire team pick.
Enchantress.
Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team pick.
Puck.
Ten seconds remaining. Dire team ban.
Dragon Knight.
One best of three to decide which one of these two teams gets relegated into Division 2. That is what is at stake here. Dreamleague Season 14 powered by Intel. You're watching the Western European DPC League Upper Division at the moment. We're for one of these teams, their adventure is coming to an end. This is for both of the teams, their last series of Dota that they play here, but one we'll see back in Upper Division and one we won't. We're joined by Purge, we're joined by Cal and Tigov, and we have a draft already 4 picks in, so I'm gonna let Purge open up on this one now that there's 4 heroes on the board.
Give me the easy explanations. All right, guys, let me just get this out of the way before you tell me exactly what's happening. Enchantress, relatively safe 5-position opener. DK in response to Puck is the counter on paper, but can be flexible. That's all I got. All right, take it away, guys. See you after the draft.
Thanks, Purge. Yeah, so of course we got the classic DK against the Puck matchup. Maybe forces Tundra to think about putting that Puck into the 5 role. We have seen Fada play that before with varying success. Some teams actually have the kind of desire just to keep it straight in the mid lane. They accept that DK does beat Puck, but if you have the correct rotations to that lane, you can deal with that potentially. This Earthspirit pick can cover you from this potential DK because Earthspirit and Puck in the same lane, DK goes aggressive, you snap that coil, one more TP, you can kill him quite easily. So yeah, a lot of small intricate changes to the draft to cover that potential Puck DK matchup like I mentioned.
Very good. Thank you.
No, thank you
for that explanation. Yeah. We're now in the second ban phase, somewhere, you know, we're always falling a little flat here, but there should be a lot of information in here. I'm actually surprised, by the way, to see the Shaker still banned out, considering it was completely ignored in the previous series, and it has been nerfed.
Hero. It's just it's something that Tundra really love to utilize, and it makes us a lot of sense with the hero pool for 3-3 as well. Because
even with the nerf,
I forgot the zoo. Luna in the background.
I mean, that cat knows what draft is on, so it's going to probably make its way to Kazu's lap to get some cuddles.
Yeah, the key thing, like you mentioned about the bans for Viking, it's the Shaker and the Coral. This was instrumental in most of Tundra's great success. And it is, like, even though there has been a patch, the heroes are fundamentally still the same. Of course, we just listened to this interview with Insania. Are they game-changing? Not so much. They might eventually find some tweaks and some moments where they might not feel as great, but it's not like devastating to the draft.
And I like the bans from Tundra. Beastmaster DP just targeting Kazu's hero pool. He's not necessarily limited as an offlaner, but so far that's really all we've seen him play. So they're going to push him onto something he's less comfortable on. Enigma still is the first that comes to mind, but maybe not the greatest pick in this scenario. But Kaze will have to prove, because he's not really one of those initiator. He's not a boxy hero pool. He's got his very own unique set.
Yeah, the thing with Kezu, though, he has very much I have my comfort role. Okay, he just goes Tidehunter. Don't care anymore. Just playing. Actually, no, wait. I take that back. Their second pick, and they've got the flexibility of the DK and the Tide. The Tide has been played off lane and mid before, and the DK has been played in all 3 roles.
It's also where they banned the Timber and the Viper.
Yeah, it's like, these tanky boys, they need to remain tanky. Okay.
They ban on Elk as well to protect Puck not being very high damage against him. So I don't remember who mentioned it, but they said in China at least, people were picking Elk to deal with
that's
Puck
correct,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, because he's low armor. You just spam acid spray farm, and Puck
mainly the fact
also
that
dies in a stun.
these heroes just don't kill the Alchemist as well. I think that's the key trait from the bans from Tundra. When you have this potential mid and forward duo, the likes of Bloodseeker, they're heroes that aren't going to explode to your combination. Bloodseeker naturally goes mouse BKB, Ursa has Rage, and Alchemist has his ultimate, so they're all going to be very easy to, or hard, sorry, to deal with in those earlier skirmishing fights.
Do you guys know what DK's win rate is so far? Because he's getting picked a lot right now, but I feel like it's not that high.
I will look it up, or maybe T will, because he's faster. He's got a tablet.
Yeah, maybe.
T will look it up. There you go.
I will let one of you guys look it up. And I will continue to pace in a circle.
So across all of the region, just 50% in EU.
It's not that bad. I mean, it's
That's better than
But that is upper and lower, of course.
Yeah.
And maybe it dilutes a little bit when you think about the quality of the teams. But yeah.
I will tell you, for Viking specifically, when Boom plays it, it's been 3 games with a 2-1 win rate, as in 2 wins, 1 loss. They have not had anybody else play the hero. Only Boom.
Yeah.
Dire team pick.
And they go for a line.
Monkey King gives them matchup advantages, whether it's DK or Tide. So I think that was a solid pick for Tundra there.
Worry about Viking's damage output right now. This is very blocky.
But that's normally how most of Vikings drafts go, right? Like, how often do you look at their drafts and go, wow, look at this kind of creative spur of like, oomph, you know, it's always, all right, I see it scaling, defending.
It's square, you know, just like, you know what I mean by square?
They lean on their mechanical ability to really execute the squareness of most of their drafts.
Like, they're not going out late with this draft. You're in bed by 9 p.m.
Yeah, but
you're waking up early.
Exactly, but that's the thing though, because you wake up early, you do so much more in the day.
That's true. You get
Wow,
Don't your
great
phones just
analogy,
like
guys.
racks you while you're sleeping or something though? I think your analogy needs to be about
No, but they can like wake
you
up,
go to
log
bed at
back in
9.
and defend the tier 3s.
Go to bed at 9, but you already thrown them, so it's cool. You know, that would have made more sense.
But yeah, Tundra, they really are trying to make sure they have strong lanes. It's interesting they still go for the Darkseer when there's an Enchantress in the game. That can often go kind of either way. But the innate pressure that Tundra brings, that kind of collapsing on the map, they don't really have cooldowns that they're tied into outside of maybe Wukong and Coil. And that's where Viking can be punished. They don't have good kind of anti-fight heroes.
It's just a comfort hero. And whenever I see a 3/3 or a Zai on the Darkseer, I'm always going to feel okay about it. Personally, I think it's something that could be getting first two'd just because of how strong this hero is. And you already have core and a support that you want to play with, which is step 1. Your laning phase shouldn't be too tough either, even if it is like what is it going to be realistically? Ench +1, sure, it can be annoying, but you're just going to backlane.
But the interesting thing though is from Viking, their draft is so scary when they're like deep in their own side of the map. When they're playing a reactionary game, that's where they really come online. But also the laning prowess of Tide Lion or Enchantress. You know, Purge mentioned multiple times is Gush on Tidehunter with a ranged hero. It really does apply a lot of pressure. So sure, you might have the Monkey into Tide matchup, but how often can the Monkey stand there and right-click the Tide when he's got no armor, he's getting battered down by this range support, and also that early trialing potential when Ench and Lion kind of pair up. Whatever lane they go to, is it mid? They're taking that tower with a DK.
Yeah, Tide's also just could be mid. I almost think it's more likely.
Okay, and their second pick. The DK and the Tide could literally be off lane mid or even playing in the safe lane if they want to do some aggro type lane.
Okay, never mind. It's going to be off lane Tide. They just banned out the Juggling Life.
Yeah.
Although you really don't want to play against them either, to be fair. Like at all. Lifestealer kind of eats this draft alive right now.
Is it just like a mid Grim or something for 9?
Nah.
I guess, 'cause
Mid Monkey, Wraith King.
I guess they're still trying to their position 5 here. This is what they're deciding. Is like, are we picking pos 5? Let's go for a Wraith King. Fair play. Oh,
And
sorry, it's Tundra, of course.
I said
Pretty
this.
safe prediction here.
Forgive me,
Yeah.
Kyle. Yes.
Which, by the way, is the main issue. I said this, I think, the other day. Somebody was asking about Tundra versus Viking and what's holding them back. My problem with Tundra, and they're going to grow out of it at some point, but when in doubt, they will pick Skeeter Wraith King. Matumba Man is going to have Puppy picking him the best carry available, and I almost saw that one coming. Leshrac into this enemy lineup is actually so sick.
Yep.
They needed raw damage output that was mixed. You have so many blockheads in front of you that the Lesh should actually be able to survive.
Yeah, it's square draft on the Leshrac. So, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Not as square as it used to be.
And look at that. He is the opposite of square. Disco pony, ready to rock and roll.
Polygons.
Straight out of the 70s.
But this is where Viking have kind of pivoted away from how they've won most of their games so far in the DPC, which is kind of reacting, waiting for their opponent to make mistakes, and then capitalizing on that aggression. With this mid Leshrac, they're actually going to be looking to take some of these fights. And with a carry DK, carry DK, they really need to be able to set their own pace of the game. Because eventually, the good old phrase of scaling, that's where, of course, Tundra does have that in bucket loads.
Final thoughts on the draft, Purge?
Yeah, I like the fact that Viking pulled out the Lesh at the end. It kind of changes up their where their damage comes from. The support side on Tundra for safe lane shouldn't be that strong. So I think Tide's gonna have a good game as long as Lesh doesn't die too much mid to ganks. Then Viking should be in a good spot. I like what Viking is going for here.
All right, how about you, Kyle?
I agree. I think Boom's Lash is one of my favorites. It's the hero they had when they took down a game off Secret. I thought Tundra was going to be a big favorite, but I just don't like the draft. I don't like the focus on Wraith King. You don't have a favorable lane match up top either. I just think the team fight for Viking will be there.
This is my part. So, yeah, I think... I like Kezu to bits. I wish him great success, but I think Tundra is the better team.
Okay.
But if Viking can show that they have a new playstyle around them, which is proactive and actually have forward-thinking moves, then they should be able to win this game. But that's not how they've won the game so far.
So you like their draft, you just don't think they can execute it the way it should?
I just hope that they've been practicing this style for the last week. If they've been doing that, for sure they can take this game, but just skeptical based on their performance so far and how they've been winning their games.
Okay. Well, let's see how this first game of the best of 3 is going to play out. We're going to head over to our commentary duo of OD Pixel and Fog.
Thank you very much, Steve. So, yeah, Fog, what do you make of this one? Game 1 of Viking versus Tundra. Who's come out on top of the draft? Are we getting a close one, or is there a team that you sort of doubt here looking at the lineups we've got in front of us?
Vikings got some nice early game. Really like what they got and how they switched up the lanes where they show 2 heroes that are pretty weak versus the Monkey King in lane, right? And then they finish it up with a Lesh. So now, 9, if he is going into the mid lane, he is going to be versus a Leshrac, which doesn't sound like the easiest matchup for a Monkey King whatsoever. So I do like that they did this quick switcheroo. And it looks strong. It does look quite strong, at least forcing buildings, forcing pressure, forcing an advantage, which I think could put Tundra on the back foot. Yeah, I'm quite liking what Viking has. I do see ways for Tundra to win. Setting up those big tower defenses because they do have crazy tower D with the puck ulti, with the con command and all that, the air spirit. So hey, I think we could have some nice fun battles for the first 10 to 20 minutes.
Sure. I mean, and the last pick from Tundra, this Wraith King, we have seen it do ever so well. As the panel mentioned, it definitely seems to be the carry that they're the most comfortable on with the performance that we've had. You think that overall, though, Viking do have pretty decent ways to deal with the Wraith King, even if it gets to sort of the later points where we have seen Tundra time and time again just being able to just slice through their enemies off the back of their Wraith King. They've got
good frontline. Right? Tidehunter and DK is always going to give you these brutes like that just to protect these squishier heroes like the Lion, Enchantress and stuff. So I feel like Skitter could run into some issues if he doesn't find ways around those, these DK and Tide. Could definitely he could just be getting all his damage reduced because there's double damage reduction that's coming out from the side of Viking too. We have Breathe Fire, we have Anchor Smash. If this Wraith King is running into these 2 heroes, he's going to do 0 damage in the fight. So he has to find an avenue to get around, find these supports. I thought they'd go for PA. I actually didn't see the bans if it get taken out, but it looked pretty solid. And I've seen people doing it when you see, 2 breaking heroes like a Tide and a DK. So there is a mechanic still on a hero like Phantom. But just comfortable, right? It's comfort from Tundra.
It is. I mean, it really is. It's what Skeeter feels like. Has the numbers. Feels like he's been playing it the most. It's in the games that they have been able to take home the wins.
I wonder, these lanes are going to be these lanes are going to be really important. I'm really curious to see how 9 does in this mid matchup versus the Lash. It does not feel like it's going to be very easy whatsoever. I feel like Boom could be able to take advantage. He skilled Lightning Stone right off the bat. I thought you might just go for the Split Earth, but I guess you can dodge that a little bit easier as a Monkey King. But yeah, has gotten some buffs,
yeah.
some changes, but still.
Because right, we're seeing more so the build, right, where you do just go for the straight stun and the straight, like, full damage, right? Or are you still taking the W and pressuring the tower? Well, like, what do you want to see?
In this game, I think he can just go the 2-0-2 and then you might go 2-4-2 just because he has Tide and DK. They're going to be playing around forcing objectives versus Tundra, while Tundra's going to just looking to tower fight around. I feel like he should get a couple points. But yeah, I'm very curious why he didn't get stunned. Stun just feels value for something. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Maybe he won't sort of show that he skilled the lightning. You know, so 9's still going to have to play a little careful under the threat that it's there.
Yeah, definitely. And it is always there to secure range creeps and whatnot, so. He gets himself the 2 last hits, and now he is level 2, so whatever. Up lane. Aggro tri lane actually coming up.
They're going to do a lot of damage here as well on a Skeeter. It's going to be all right, but man, the 3 of them leading in like that, so a lot of damage done onto the Red King.
Oh, this is actually quite clever. I like this a lot. I've been hoping that I see more teams running these aggro tri lanes when you want to ensure that your offlaner always gets something, and if you see some greed coming out, right? Like Puck can be a bit of a greedy 5, so I like that they're trying to punish that. It is going to get Kezu some nice farm and nice experience bottom.
I mean, yeah, sure, you know, Kezu downer against the Darkseer spray. Is this a lane where the Tide is pretty safe? I mean, will there be chances for 33 and Biver to be aggressive on him, or is it going to be very risky?
I think once they get level 3 on 33, they can look to pressure a bit harder and just clear the creep waves. Tidehunter can have a little bit of trouble clearing those out early on. Might be a bit tough, but I can see them getting the double waves.
Well, so
Looks
far
like it's going to be pretty quiet. I don't know how we're going to see lanes break. I think Viking is probably going to have to break them at some point, especially if they don't play this top lane perfectly. The thing about aggro tri lane, why we don't see them so much, is because you can really mess up your experience for your supports. And, you know, if you're not blocking hard camps or you're not blocking side pulls, it can be risky. Spada jumps in.
Okay, he's dead. First blood there for Viking.
He literally jaunted to block the hard camp because he knows how important it is. If Enchantress gets a hard camp, it's a lane that's just over. But yeah, he just gives him a kill.
I mean, maybe you're right. Maybe, you know, that is a trade-off that he was going for. The mid lane matchup, is it?
It's going
you
real
said it was going to be good for the. Does it get better for the Lesh, or you expected it to already be going well for the Lesh against the Monkey King?
I thought it would already be going well, but clearly not. I guess just the animation or just maybe some slip-ups from Boom. He does have a worse base damage, but usually he plays just around harassing.
He's getting pretty hard here. He
got the win on the block too. 9 actually just didn't block at all the first wave, and it pushed all the way into his tower. He was actually double waved, so I'm very curious how this is happening. Right? Boom might have slipped up a bit. Top, they are effectively destroying Skeeter though. He has 5 lasts. So.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for the things that happen in mid, they're definitely being made up for on this top half of the map. As Biver, he's trying to get on this.
Off.
And he's not going to get in them with the stun. They're going to try and turn here. Aramis turning onto Biver, but they will be able to push them away. Nobody's going to go down. And they've got the tri-lane versus tri-lane up here. As you say, Tundra just trying to make this area a little safer. Skeeter to actually get farm in the safe lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
All right, so Kezu will be able to continue farm bottom. 33 probably will be able to maximize a little bit better as a Darkseer, depending on what happens with the runes and whatnot. Since he does have the bottle in that off lane, he's going to be able to access it. Kezu will run out of mana, so that one's just going to be a boring farm lane now. I'm still just very surprised about mid, as we're seeing the runes getting checked out. Celery has a Hellbear Smasher, so Viper has to be careful. Viper, do you go for it?
Get it.
Boom got the rune.
He was able to get it. Now Biver's been blocked off. He's going to get 9. See if he can get Celery in return. He's running him down. Oh, he's got to go one more hit for it. He hesitates. He hesitates. He's not going to get the kill, and now he's in trouble. Got to run. A little hesitation there. I think 9 thought he had the kill with the Boundless. He sort of stutter stepped, backed off, and Therefore, couldn't actually get another hit onto the Enchantress. Misses out the kill.
All right, well, that's thankful for Boom.
Saved
He's
his lane.
catching back up in the lane. Yep,
Yeah.
saved his lane, has a regen rune, level 5. Now he's actually winning the lane pretty hard, so that's quite lovely. And bottom, we did see the Darkseer actually have to go back to base, 33. So Kazu able to hold his ground. He's just going to rush the hood. Some magic damage on the side of the Tundra, so I'd like that he's going for this.
I mean, yeah, with that sort of mid lane shenanigans going on there, that sort of settled it and meant the Viking overall across the 3 lanes are coming out slightly better so far.
Yeah.
It's close, but a definite slight leader just overall for Viking here in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, that's like the worst possible thing that could have happened for poor Biver. You know, like they took the double slip up. You give him the rune, die.
Yeah,
like everything went wrong.
That hurts.
Top Celery does go right back up there. TPs to the top lane. Shad, still no point in stun. I've usually seen a point in stun on these DKs early on, but opting just have Breathe Fire as Skeeter. Again, getting set up on.
Quite got enough damage though. Oh, I say that, the impetus really does it. Skeeter will live. They've got a south ready for bottom.
Where I've seen always having stun on the DKs, but he just has the Breathe Fires and Kezu.
I'm trying to go.
Hood.
They should have him this time. The Iron Shot damage, they're diving in. Now find the kill. Finally, Kezu falls. I mean, he's been finding so much out of the lane, it feels like it was inevitable. Being left here on his own, he's finally going to die.
Time to move.
The 30 is just going to rush the Ags. That's cool. He does have such good heroes that it benefits the Monkey King as well as that Wraith King. So rather than going for any Mac, any Greaves, he's going for the Greed. As I feel like Tundra should go for this game. You know, it is their game for the later stages. They're able to stall it out always.
9 and Biver. They're trying to get aggressive onto Boom, but not quite damage. Boom's going to be fine. Aramis TP's in, and they're put off from pushing for more.
Always scary to go versus these Lash when you have so many melees just running in, especially when he's already level 7. Gotta be a little cautious. Pressure alleviate from Skitter, top for now. Won't be able to catch back up as he's versus Shad. Celery.
Friendly tip there, Shad.
Yeah.
I don't know if he just missed a CS or something, or... Yeah, I'm all for some communicative tips, but I like some context. I don't know what that was for. Maybe that was because he didn't skill stun, you know. Like,
maybe. I always
see
the
it
camera immediately when they tip. I'm always like, what's going on here?
And what we got? Yeah, so yeah, it looks like Boom maybe going down the route you said. Yeah, he's got now. Yeah, making sure he's got points here so he can pressure towers.
You've already done your damage with 2 points in Lightning Storm and laning phase. Yep. Like you're hitting all the creeps anyway. Your stun is not really that effective past. It's good for max, but the second point is just super value. You always want to max Edict, or maybe he only gets 2 points in you. I still keep maxing it, but I want them to take towers. That's the most important thing for Viking is getting ahead in this game. This DK, if they start to fall too far behind in this like mid late stages, game is going to be really hard for them. They're into a lot of carries. Counter matchups. The Monkey King, Wraith King, quite good later on.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So there we go. So DK form is popped immediately as soon as he hits 6. Starts hitting on the tower.
Oh, Aramis.
And they're actually invading.
He's going to be able to get the setup hit. Now, the follow-up from Boom. They're going to have the kill. Nice move there from Aramis as they move in. Know that Nine's going to be cleaning those stacks with that ward that they have got down.
They're punishing the greed for sure. As top just continues to be pressured. Wraith King can't go and contribute. They know it's just going to be a puck up here trying to attempt to stop this push. And they have good wards already set up to watch the areas of where Wraith King is farming. So they know Darkseer, Earthspirit are bottom. They know that they're committed pretty hard up here. But Biver TPs.
I mean, he's got the damage of this Iron Shell. It's a lot there, Celery.
Very nice.
Barely lasts a second.
Hit again, 9.
This time around, they're going to be able to finish the tower off. So getting a nice timing here on the tower. 8 minutes in. You know, I guess this is pretty much what you're waiting for when you're running the mid lash.
Yep, I think he should continue to pressure lanes though. Don't farm jungle, don't slow down. I think you want to keep applying some pressures. He actually cancels the TP. Looks like, okay, they're going to refill his bottle mid. You want him to just have full mana to be able to keep pressuring the map. And Tundra's going to back him. They're going to play such a farmy, greedy game. Viking. They're actually going to use the smoke. So these 3 wards set up from Tundra in the mid lane to try to protect themselves from this. This could be really nice. They're able to blanket this area with wards as well. They know how much Tundra wants to play this farm game. So keep looking for and hunting for kills constantly. Scouting ancient stacks as well.
He's not really the dream target here. But he's a target that they're going to go for anyway. He's able to make his way around Kezu.
Oh, they found 33.
33 TP'd to try and help out. And he's going to play with his life by the looks of it. They've got the lockdown. So they do end up actually getting something better than Biver there, as 33 comes in to offer a bit of help, but ends up making that movement from Viking being worth it. They get a core kill.
Very nice smoke. He had no idea that they were wrapping up Viper. They smoke, wrap around, get the kill, and they still continue applying pressure from Shad. And we're just watching Tundra. It's the full farm greedy game, and they are aware of the stacks, and they have a Tide Hunter on the side of Viking. If this Tide gets into these stacks after they take bottom, this will be really devastating for Tundra, sorry.
But trying to clear out the push down bottom.
They're persisting though. You see, like, Edict is back up. This tower is dead.
I'm taking some very, very good timing here on the objectives here for the push.
Yep.
They're playing it
now
fast.
Kezu's walking in.
He's ready to start stealing these.
They even have the tornado as well. They have Boom in the area. He has 6. He has Coil. They have to bring 9 over with. Does he have Wukongs actually? He doesn't have a point.
Has he not held a point? No, you're right. He hasn't. He hasn't, so there won't be any hope for this one.
They do at least have the 2 support ultis, which is pretty damn strong to push them away. So they will secure this area for the time being. Shad, that means he's just got a free lane top. The Blink Dagger finished on DK. He's going to continue pushing. And Kezu can just stand here. He can just block them away from these Ancients and keep threatening them.
Keep clearing them slowly.
Keep clearing them. Yep. That's like the what did Tundra do? They have to come over and try to stop him somewhere, or at least sap experience. More rotations coming. They've got that 4 now.
Biver's trying to get him. He's in onto the backlines, gets the silence down to the 2 of them. 9, he's looking for the Lion Killer, drop the balance stroke, they'll get Aramis, the Ravages out onto the 3 of them. Kezu trying to stand his ground, pull up, who's stop here from the Centaur, as the wall is down, but they don't seem to care. Viking has pushed forward. Have they got any further catch? But they haven't. The Tundra will be able to split and get out of there. That is the Ravage down, but also, of course, on Tundra's side, wall being expended.
Yeah, they're lucky to get out with only 1 person.
Oh, Shad. He's able to get the jump back in. Straight away onto Biver. They'll end up getting themselves a kill here. The Spirit Balls.
I feel like Tundra is kind of lucky in that situation, not losing more. You know, they get the Lion kill. I thought they might actually get return kill. The Darksteel, the slow from the wall, actually doing a decent amount of work there. Thought they might get at least 1 or 2 more on the side of Viking. But back to the Ancients.
Back to the Ancients.
He's got his whole team around. They've got Shad in the area too. With that fresh Blink Dagger on DK. Great forms of initiation. And now no Coil. No Magnetize, much harder for them to put him away, but they have to watch. They have to try.
I mean, they do still have good vision of this, so he can try and time the nukes. He's going to get in. He's going to get 1. He's going to get 2 of the Ancients, at least.
He might. Oh, Shad. He was trying to find the Blink stun. Couldn't quite. As we get clean up. Great stuff from Viking so far. Tundra not falling too far behind, but very good pressure plays that Viking needs to continue applying. 3 tier 1s already taken. Still looking to be active, and it is giving 9 a pretty difficult place to find farm, because he wants to try to be Space Mason for the Monkey King, but he really can't. If he shows up in a lane at all, he's dead. So he has to do some weird creep cutting shenanigans, because there's just not a great place for him to really farm right now.
I mean, how much pressure is on Viking to sort of close this one up early? Is there going to be sort of a certain part in this Wraith King's item progression where it's like, well, suddenly this game is actually very hard for Radiant?
Oh, 9.
It's fine.
I think if they get these good like BKB timing on DK and the Latch has, I think they can still look to take in leadership if they have, like, you know, Roach and Aegis control and just overwhelming map control. But I think Wraith King, as soon as he gets Radiance, he's going to start looking to join, because he's going to have Ion Shell enabled. So I think that's when Tundra's really going to start looking to get these big fights, because they're going to be really tanky. Like, it's already an ag on the Darkseer. So that Wraith King, that Monkey King will have a lot of easier times to run into these very damage.
I mean, that's
heavy Leshracs.
Now over to the side, Shad. He's in with the opening. Biver, he's going to try and roll to the back lines, try and find Boom. Shad, he's continuing to focus them down, but the wall's down. And now Tundra, they're heading straight over to Boom. Skeeter's been able to close it onto the left stream, call down onto the 2 of them. Boom will fall. Shad will be able to get another stun out on Fud as they bring down the puck. Skeeter getting low, but he's got the reincarnation good to go as he's running them down. Yep. be popped here. Kezu heading in
comes Nine.
range. He's got the Ravage ready to go if it's going to find an opportunity to use it. Nine dropping the Wukongs, trying to split the fight up, but Viking, they simply step out of the ultimate. 33 will end up going down to the impetus of Celery. He's only going to be able to stay alive.
I love watching these 5 position enchanters. Just getting like 5 impetuses off in the fights. They actually do pretty solid damage. And yeah, they get the cleanup kill. Nice play there from Viking. At least Tundra gets a turn kill to slow down this Slasher X progression. And it is everything showing up before Radiance and at least getting something small.
Under attack.
Viking just continue to have the edge in these fights, it seems, at the moment. And fights as well, where, likewise, where we just saw that they weren't even needing to use the Ravage. You know, Kezu's still got that ready to go.
Yeah, and he's actually... All right, so he's brushed the pipe for his team. So there's a lot of overwhelming magic damage, you know, Punk, Earth Spirit, Darks, and they have that Blink initiation from DK. So I wonder if he maybe goes for his own other initiation also on the Tide, or if he's just Brute Forcer, because they have a Blink also on Lion. Very early for Aramis.
Yeah, they do actually.
Maybe that might solve their full initiation to catch these backlines. If they really do control the 2 supports on the side of Viking, if they take as well as Fiverr, the team fight's kind of just gone. At least the follow-up, because there's wall and vacuum, but you need the follow-up. You need that coil to cover. Oh, I think that they can catch the supports on Viking. They'll be in a really good spot in these further fights.
I mean, for Tundra, are they still at this moment trying to avoid fights as much as possible, would you?
Yeah, I think so. Unless you can get, like, again, it has to be the coil into the Earth Spirit ult pretty much every single time for you to get this. Or just if he can actually get the setup for Wukong. I'm not seeing 9 able to, though. I think he's just way too fragile on Monkey King. He'll just die every time if he shows. It's really just Puck and Earth Spirit who dictate if Tundra fight, but I think they're still a bit behind. And it's not going to get easier in like the next couple minutes when DK gets BKB2. He full counter all of Tundra. So they just need to play it a little patient, try to keep farming, getting this Radiance, playing their greedy draft.
We're sweeping over there behind Boom, but wards down. They see the left and they still suspect that a movement's being made. They think it was completely off that top half.
Get the bottom tower on the side of Tundra, so more map availability for them. Fada getting close to Blink. These supports just to cover themselves, to position themselves really far back. It feels pretty necessary for Tundra. And ooh, nice pick up there.
Nice
Nether Shawl.
I mean, both of those spell and people white.
Oh, he doesn't want him. He gets rid of both. He keeps the Arcane Ring.
Okay. I mean, you know, some people like the Arcane Ring. I mean, what would you... I mean, I understand the Nether Shawl, right? You know, you kind of don't want to get punched in the face by this Monkey King and Wraith King. You know, the Van Brace.
I thought I guess maybe he wants the DK to have the Van Brace because he's the carry, so that's the best item we've got.
That's true. You're right. Shad's probably getting priority.
That's what I would think. Yeah, it's coming up right now, and he's very close to BKB. They're actually trying to take tier 2 pre-20 minutes.
I mean, they're getting it. It doesn't look like, you know, Tundra is that at the moment on, we need to farm. We don't want to get ourselves dragged into any fights that we feel that we don't need to take. They're letting this go. It will be, you know, 18 minutes here to Tower, opening up the opportunity for good outpost control, and on top of that, of course, good ways of shutting down this top half of the map from Tundra and limiting the spaces that Skeeter can get out to farming.
Yeah, and Skeeter's, his Radiance it's coming along. It's almost there. It's a little bit slower than usual, but it's been a lot of pressure from Viking, not really giving him any room to get that space. Because 9, as we said, he's having a hard time making space as the Monkey King. He's 0, 1, and 1. He hasn't been able to find anything. Just having to avoid completely spiking in this early game. And there we go. Oh, so BKB online for DK. Now Viking really start pressing forward the issue, just looking, hunting, playing under all these wards deeper, much deeper. Now they have to be playing kind of where they won't look for where Skeeter is right now, enemy side. They know 9 has just been also pushing up bottom, so perhaps maybe getting a ward up on the cliff side, that Tinker ward, because he's been down here for a very long time. It's actually Tundra making the move with that. They didn't actually go blink on Fada. He actually going A on this. So it's going to be harder for him to get in, but he'll be protected versus the Hex when he does get it.
I mean, I do kind of like that when you are playing against 3 heroes with a blink, right? You know, 3 heroes with a blink stun.
It'll make it so he gets his spells off always. Oh, it's once he gets it. It is still a bit of a way away. He would have had the blink already, but he gets the D ward. They try to jump him. That's a DK form popped. Skeeter, he's so close to Radiance.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That must be spooky.
Well, they're able to get the keep that outpost under their control. They put 20-minute mark as Tundra won't be able to do anything about this. But for them to try and fight into Viking right now.
Good ward coverage though in their jungle this time around, so they see the DK form, the DK cutting the wave top, and that's gonna be that's pretty much the Radiance for Skeeter. So time bought, and it's only 2k deficit. I feel like you're pretty happy for Tundra.
Yeah, you think they've sort of slowed down the game sufficiently enough?
Yeah, it feels pretty solid. The Darks here, like we said, he's got Aghanims. Now they have the Radiance. They're gonna be able to look to fight. I think Monkey King BKB is still important for 9 to not just get burst and die instantly, but they're definitely feeling a lot stronger to actually battle now.
Illusion.
And when 9 has BKB, I think they're going to be way stronger in the fight. Pre this, I like this move from Viking. Force the Rosh. They're unaware that the Monkey King doesn't have BKB, but this is the perfect timing. Bit short of being able to...
Yeah, true. They can't do anything about this, can they? This. And then, you know, this is really what allowed Viking to push it to the next step now. Getting this Aegis. At least get them up for some twos at the least.
Clear out, like, they need to win a lot of fights now with this Aegis. Just clear out, get tier 2s, win a bunch of fights, and just get Tundra into their base. Can't let Tundra keep farming like this now at this point.
KB4. Getting very close. 9. TP's down bottom, but 9's playing it careful.
I can't believe he hasn't been caught down. He's been down here for, I want to say 8 minutes, honestly. He's just been jumping in and out of the trees, and they have not looked for a solution of putting any wards down on the tree line. So, yeah, he got away with it effectively.
Well, does this surprise you? What's sort of the reasoning here? You know, we have this game, 33 very much building for himself. After the Ags getting this BK, we're not seeing any sort of aura items for the team.
I think he's just really worried about just the threat of the Ravage, and if they get through those moments of Ravage, then they just win the game if they get to the later stages, is his thought. If he just gets in the fights, pops BKB, he's got a double IHL, he's going to get multiple spell usages off. And if they win, if they honestly win like 2 fights, maybe even 1 fight on Tundra, the game is just theirs.
Okay.
Dire's middle tower is under
I mean, is it like, will he just not get pipe at all this game? I mean, did you not sort of look against the core Lesh and feel the value of an item like that? Or do you sort of think to yourself, well, in reality, if all 3 cores have a BKB in the team fight, the magic resistance doesn't matter as much, and he can afford to get the BKB himself.
It's just a bit expensive. Like you said, he's going more for his greedy style as Bada. This time he will get caught, maybe, and he'll die.
Yeah, he's right.
It is no great matter.
You know, I think they're really just looking for that one big fight.
Yeah.
And he just, they just all turn gold. They just run in. Ravage can't be casted on anyone. They kill a target, and then if they have a number advantage in the fight, they're going to likely win it.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Still Aegis. Viking. Still have a little bit of some small moments. Continue this advantage. They have to play these fights so clean. If they can get the Ravage off pre-BKBs, if they can get these controls off pre-BKB, fights will look good for them.
Sure. But you really, you're saying as if you feel that we see one bad fight for Viking and this game's suddenly going to get very, very difficult.
If does definitely.
If you see this
like
Wraith Kings or Monkey King just sort of cleaning up.
But Viking could also just win the game in one fight if they clean up and just go straight base. So it can go really back.
Skeeter.
Skeeter. He found right away.
They found him here. They're going to be able to open up on the Wraith King. See if they can take him down quickly the once. They can. He's down once. Him a 9 comes with the BKB. Wuko's command down as the Aegis gone out of Boom. Celery will be able to get to the side, but he's pretty deep in the middle of it here, Boom. Has he got any way of making it out of this? He's trying to run, but he's dragged back by the back, and the Ravage comes out, but Boom, he's already dead. Boom's going to buy back in an attempt to turn this around 33. He's escaping. It will finally fall. They'll turn over towards the Monkey King, and they'll take him down as well.
And they fought back. They need to take a Rax right now. This is get a Rax advantage off of this fight.
is under attack.
And they might just
Pretty
be able to
solid
do that
one.
here.
Does get first, but yeah,
The
they
edict.
can do this here. There's no ults except for magnetize.
It's a lot of damage here. Boom, reading the situation, realizing that a lot can be done here with this buyback. They've got the fortification. Still
They gotta
30
keep
seconds.
going.
There's no 9.
Yeah, they have to keep
The
get the
side.
catch.
They're in on to Biver. Silence. We'll stop the follow-up stun for now. But is it going to be long enough? It isn't. Biver's gone. Another jump. Viking keeping the pressure up. Tier 3's down. They're onto the barracks. Skeeter and Fada are alive at the moment, trying to push them away. Trying to not lose their racks here as early as it is. 30 back in the game.
They're not going to actually be able to finish it in time. That's pretty huge.
A tithe to the impurity.
Look, this courier micro, do you see this? 33 pulled away with the courier. That's why the back door reactivated. I was wondering where the creeper was, and I'm watching a courier.
It's the,
Oh my
I was
God,
kind of thinking, I was
what
like,
the hell
hey,
is
so
that?
who sniped the creep wave? But indeed, look at
I thought it was a
that.
skeleton from Wraith King. I'm like looking around. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the heck's going on over here? He pulled the creeper with. Okay, so push has been stopped right before the.
And down
go
bottom,
down.
Kezu. He's in trouble here, 9. He's on the
Got a
chase,
blink?
Kezu.
Can you get it off?
Oh no, he plays
Hit the
3!
tree.
They're going to get Kezu anyway. But always funny to see that. 9 suddenly finding himself on the ground. Thanks to Fiverr. But hey, they get the job done in the comical style. I mean,
Now, I think you smoke and look for another fight. There's no Tide Hunter. All the ults were pretty
got
much
your
still
ults?
used from Viking, so just look for a hunt. Yeah, look. Fada needs to catch something with Coil. Same thing with 9. Just keep looking. You're very mobile on the map with these heroes, so you can swing around. I mean, Aramis is sticking around and farming a camp right now.
Let's see this on the replay. Is it up to the tree? Viper
Always.
says down it, down
Always.
it goes, sir. Will they give it the smoke yet?
Claim outpost.
They'll find
Yeah.
anyone yet. They're off this side of the map in time. The mage they're coming out next for 9.
I like it. He just needs to be the nuisance. It's Skeeter to carry, and it is. I mean, it's a good item anyway. Flies versus everything. You always got to be good for slash.
Oh, it's nice. It's the my dark seer didn't buy pipe item. It's like. Well, we're not getting the magic resistance, so I guess I'm gonna have to tone down their magical damage. It's a team player 9 here.
Chad, is that a full AC finished up on him? Okay, so Vikings still itemizing for this, just ending the game ASAP as soon as possible. All these quick big items, these big armor items in particular, protect versus the Wraith King and the Monkey King, and still in a good window right now. They need to get these fights, keep rolling these fights. They need to protect Lesh. That's going to be the biggest thing. It's eyes on Boom. If he's in the front line, he's just going to die, and then they have no Lesh. So he has to be super careful as he speaks.
I mean, they don't, they don't have sort of the best of ways to save him, right? They've got to pipe themselves, of course, on Kezu. A lot of stuns to cover him, but nothing, item-wise or skill-wise to sort of take him out of the fight or protect him if he gets immediately jumped on.
I think you hide him for now. I think he just goes and
Sits in the
farms
back.
safe places on the map, finishes BKB before he looks to get in the fight, because he'll just die instantly.
Yeah.
And then they'll actually just be 4v5, and they can't win those fights. So he needs to finish that up so he can actually play in the fights. Skeeter hunting with Blink, turns his Radiance off
Oh, hello.
for a jump. Let's finish off the tower.
The question is, like you want to try and take a fight here? They've got Rabbit.
Bring Lesh. Let Lesh finish BKB.
I mean, they're starting on Celery. Celery's going to get caught here behind the tower. Kezu's coming in.
He jumped Kezu?
He's in now. He's been coiled. I see if they can keep him safe for stun from the high ground. We'll hold back Skidder. He's fine. I mean, Kezu, he's very tanky. Very tanky right now. You can
you can see that they're just like, we need Lesh BKB. He does not want to come to fight. All right, he's got BKB.
He's got it.
Losing chance, whatever. A nice hit by Tundra, but the best target that Viking could lose themselves. As AC's finished, they're nearing level 18 for their big, at least that DK Frost form, which will help a lot versus these melee. Right?
Kezu's nearly got his full Shiva's guard.
Same thing, yeah. Very, very good versus those melee heroes and versus the lifesteal that comes out from both Wraith King and Monkey King. They're looking for the fight. BKB Lesh. They saw 2 or 3 heroes. They might be able to get a good surround.
Man, this Ravage could be big if Kezu can get the jump. He's already off to the side. They're backing away, Tundra. They know that the Vikings chasing them down. Fada. He's still got the Eon disc. Rocket. See if that gives him enough opportunity to get out. It will. He's into the trees, and Viking, they're careful about chasing any further. They know that they've sort of shown their hand, and Tundra can pair, but they'll back off.
Shad used his ult as well. Maybe there's a small timing window. Tundra's gonna look to hit back, but still hard always to Ravage, just jumping into the fight.
Do you like the choice here from Shad as well after the AC going for Daedalus as a damage in this game?
He needs some way to hope to scale in case it does go to the later stage. So yeah, I think it's a needed item.
Skeeter, try and start things onto Shad. We've got the BKBs ready to pop. Bivo immediately rolls his way back out. Shad's gonna pop the BKB himself.
His ult form ending.
Now unable to really fight Viking. They've got to sort of play it back a little bit. We are seeing that lead that they have start to fall slightly. Now just a 3k advantage. And again, it does each of these sort of pokes and prods that don't quite result in a successful fight. Definitely favoring Tundra in the long run.
Yeah, especially with the way that, you know, they're itemizing. 9, he's got that Mage Slayer picked up. It's going to be very effective to keep his teammates alive. Slash wreck. The Shiva's now done for Viking. They got to find an opportunity to get fights and look for that next Roche to be able to.
Now it's 33 doing after his BKB. Well, yet to see what he wants to get next. I mean, what do you think he's sort of considering?
Honestly, not really that.
There's a lot you can do on it. Dark, so, you know, there's one of the brilliant things about this hero. There's so many different items you can build for sort of any occasion. He wants to go.
Get
aggressive route.
Shad. Gonna get the jump on him.
Get a jump. He has got the BKB ready to pop. Is he going to be able to get it out? He's already so low, Shad. He's going to go down. They able to take him down too quickly. Boom. He's put the BKB. He's trying to stand and fight. Kezu does have a Ravage if he wants to pop it, but the Wukong's command's already down. So is the wall. Kezu, he's going to pop the Ravage, but he's having to run. They can't turn and fight with this. The stun will clip onto the rating. Knock down Skeeter the once. There'll be a buyback here from Shad, but the Dream calls down onto Kezu. As Kezu will fall. No buyback available from Kezu, so he can't come back into this. Boom. He tries to walk straight back in. He's dead. Out for 133 chases on Vacuum onto the two of them. Tundra's just diving them into the face. They're running down Aramis. Aramis goes down. Shad, he bought back for this. He needs help. He needs it now, but he's not going to get it. Shad goes down. And Tundra, they're just crushing them in the high ground. They've lost a couple, Tundra, but it doesn't matter. 9, he's cleaning up. Viking losing 2 heroes there on a dieback. So all in all, about I think about 7 deaths there, really, if you do some quick maths. The 4 of them, then the 2 buying back and dying, and then adding the Lion who died. It's 7 people. A lot of deaths. It's now a 3k lead for Tundra. And that was pretty much the worst nightmare there for Viking in this sort of a game, as they completely lose the advantage.
Yeah, and they've really lost their timing. You know, when they're pushing it mid, I was like, you need to get this Brax. You need to really push forward, and weren't able to get it from some clever creep cutting, of course, from 33 with the Courier, but now they're in full form. Tundra, their lineup is fully kicked together now. That Monkey King, that Wraith King, they're just killing the DK. In 1 or 2 stuns, they actually get him. They control him before it comes out.
I mean, he's
just too much damage.
Yeah, in those sort of situations where Viking as a team, you know, they can't keep Shad alive, they can't keep Boom alive. You know, you got to sort of ask yourself, what are their hopes in these fights if they can't protect their cause?
Precise smoke coming up from Tundra, though. All right, if Kazu's on that positioning, if he's able to get a Ravage early out to stop all that aggression, perfect. But just the fact that he wasn't there, the great smoke from Tundra, just reading the map, getting the perfect rep. They got the DK in the front. The absolute perfect one for Skeeter to that initial stun on.
Some rich heroes now on Tundra.
Yeah.
3,600 gold on 9 ready to spend. 3,800 here on Mr. 33. He's definitely got a lot of options open to him.
He hasn't selected. I was thinking maybe just some like refresher or something like that, but I don't really know.
I'm expecting something big from him.
Yeah.
As you say, refresher, hex, whatever.
This feels like the last hurrah from Viking. They pop the DK form.
They have to get this rush.
The rush. If this is the
they
last
lose
fight.
this.
If they lose this fight, the game is just completely over. As they're just the counters are really starting to show themselves. Tundra draft that greed. 9 just waiting on the high ground here, saving his buyback.
Dire's courier has been killed.
I think they're going to get the jump.
The jump.
He's going to come in straight away here onto Skeeter. See if they can take that once, but Skeeter's able to turn with the stone walls down. BKB's out for 3. Wukong's come on out as well as Viking. They step to the side. Kezu gets back in. Takes down Skeeter once with the anchor smash. Kezu will pop the Ravage Shed. He's trying to turn. They've got the follow-up stunning from Boom as they take down Skeeter. They turn over towards 9. 9 will fall. Double kill for Boom. This is the fight that Viking were hunting for. As this time round, it's Tundra's 2 cores that take a fall. Viking over to the mid, they're going to be able to chase down 33 as well. He's trying to TP, but they've got the stun. Boom in again to stop the escape. As Viking, they're not even done yet. Aramis, he's got onto Fada. The rest coming over. They take down a 4th. A beautiful jump. They're up to the high ground. As this time it was Tundra that was not ready for this. Shat immediately in, finding their target, getting skidded low that first time round, and then by the time the cleanup was coming into place from Tundra, it was too late. Viking were too strong. They were able to wait out this Wukong to turn things around.
I cannot believe they actually just jumped to the high ground there. It seems like initiation is just the key to this game as they find the target, take out that quote-unquote tanky Wraith King, and now they're actually going to be able to set themselves up for Roche. Aegis Cheese.
I mean, yeah, that jump, a beautiful initiative. It's not easy in this game, especially after you just come off the back of such a detrimental fight. I mean, maybe one of the factors, though, that you could argue made a bit of a difference, that fight was taken in a situation where 9, he had 4,000 unspent gold, and 33 also have 4,000 unspent gold. So there's 8k gold in the air for that fight from Tundra.
It's still crazy, though, the positioning that they take the fight, because that's usually one of those amazing spots for when Monkey King is just going to thrive, right? The Wukongs in that area is really tough to play around, but the Wukongs didn't have to catch much of anything. Skeeter was on the right side, and they just around him. Yeah, they slaughtered him effectively with chain stuns and not letting him move at all. As now with Aegis, we have a DD in the bottle too. Still looking, I mean, surprisingly, still looking pretty comfortable in this one. I thought the Monkey King and the Wraith King would have these incredible fights, but if they get jumped on, I guess that can make the difference.
They've got that chain locked down.
Are scanning.
We'll see some of that money now spent up. 33's got the Star Crest to enable his cause, and Scotty is very close to being done here from 9.
Yeah, they still have to find ways, I guess, to protect Skeeter. He is a little bit vulnerable as he doesn't have AC, doesn't have BKB to protect himself versus all that chain stun. So yeah, 30 Solar Crest to guard him, just buff him up versus the physical damage Viking also does have.
Skeeter also very close to his
Radiant's bottom tower
the AC,
is under attack.
shortly to be done.
He's still going to get controlled a lot in the fight, but yeah, at least that will help them out to counteract the AC that's on the opposing side. Even though the wall, I think, was catching the DK a couple of times,
That's what I was going to actually say about that. Is there not sort of the argument to be made that you can skip the AC on the Wraith King because you have the Darkseer on your side and you're playing against another AC, or is it just so good on the hero that you don't want to skip it at all, even in a game like this?
I honestly think the BKB was probably the best purchase he could have gone, but they were rolling, right? They just got that chain kill on Chad. They double killed the buybacks of the DK and the Lash. I think he was starting to roll with it. And he was like, let me just get the big item. Let me get the AC because it's just better for me overall. But maybe it ends up hurting him. But it also does give you your own benefits too, right? Like it does give you your own armor, your own attack speed.
It is farming and everything else. And when you're not in the fights where there's a Dragon Knight illusion on your team.
Yeah. It's still a really strong item. Shad has this DD right now. That's his ult pre-popped. They have an overwhelming blink as well on Kezu.
Jump this time. All about it makes that initiation, as we've seen the last 2 times.
Kezu's blink does 500 damage too. That's actually a pretty significant amount.
500, yeah, I guess that is what the maths adds up to.
Yeah, it's 500 will do what? The 6-second movement speed slow, and it's a Wraith King with no BKB. It actually is going to be pretty impactful, I feel like. He's going to have Surge and whatnot to play around.
Where are you getting 500 for?
50% movement slow. Oh, sorry. Wait, what? The damage?
The damage?
100% of your strength. Oh, sorry.
You've not got 300 strength. What are you on about?
100 plus.
What are you doing? Wait, what maths were you doing?
My math was wrong anyway. I was doing it the opposite way.
Oh, okay.
Still anyway 400, but whatever. It's a good chunk of damage anyway.
Yeah, 300 damage.
And I think the slow is the bigger effect that's really going to be the value. If versus Darkseer wall as well, too, if he's able to get the timing, and versus like Wraith King without BKB, does seem pretty effective.
That's a nice item.
That is a nice.
Cloak would be annoying to. He's going to take.
Who carries it? Just 33 then? Yes. Yeah, probably. They already have better items. So Skeeter is +9. And, but yeah, initiation is going to be absolutely everything.
It really is. And they're coming out. Tundra's going to try and catch them outside of the base.
No. Gold. Bought the full Scotty.
He's going to jump straight across. He's looking to take down the spots first. They come in onto the line. The wall's down here. Onto the bottom. The BKB's out for Chad. The Wukong Command's out. They're caught in the middle of it all. As they've lost Aramis, they've lost Celery. Piper will fall. There's the Ravage and Kezu coming out. They'll look to try and turn things around. Have they got the damage to take down this Monkey King that they haven't? Or maybe with this follow-up stuff, damage for Shad, they do. 9. He gets to battle this off, but it doesn't matter. Shad has damage here. As him and Boom stay alive. 33 running up to the high ground, trying to escape. He's going to be able to get one. No, Kezu's in with the overwhelming blink. As he's 4 dead. They haven't got buybacks. There's no buyback available on 9. There's no buyback available on Skeeter.
Kezu, beautiful patience on Ravage. He just waited and waited and waited. He sees the Wukong. It's still scary, but he waits. BKBs go down Ravage. Now they're getting the jumps. These buildings are dying.
They are. There's no buyback. They can't hold this, surely. It's just down to Piper. Nobody else can come back into the game. They spent up. They don't have money. It's game over. It's GG. Viking will take game 1 here.
Wow, and I gladly eat my words, honestly. I thought they would have trouble taking the fights. I thought they would have trouble taking these later stages of the game, but they don't. They show persistence. Just excellent spell usage, really. Just the identifying facts that they need to jump and start the fights. That one, Aramis, it's jump, but Kezu, look at this man laughing. Patience on the Ravage. Beautiful stuff.
It really
Beautiful
was.
chain stuff coming out.
And again, it's just to stress, you say, it was not easy. This
Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
The pressure is on for these teams as they are fighting in a best of 3 to stay alive in the upper division here for the Western European DPC League. You're watching Dreamleague Season 14, powered by Intel. We're joined by Purge, Kyle, and Tigov for the draft as we are ready for game number 2. Viking is 1 game up. So when talking about pressure, all of it is on Tundra to force out that 3rd game. As I mean, it would be such a disappointing result for them if they can't stay in the upper division, but that goes for Viking as well.
But this is for elimination. You know, we want to see a 3rd game to make it a nail biter.
We do.
I just can't believe the stakes. Like, you might have a shot to go to the major, or you're just straight up going down to the doldrums.
This is literally this is technically for TI in the idea that because if you go lower, you're not in upper for next season, you can't go to major, therefore you can't get the invite to TI with DPC points. So this is so much more than just a simple, you know,
upper division.
So long
exactly.
Out Dota. You have to watch the major. It's like a month and a half. You're just going to be sitting at home with no tournaments, watching.
Yeah.
There's going to be other tournaments
either.
Huh?
I guess. Yeah, there'll be other tournaments, but it's not the same.
It's not the
you have
same.
that. You missed out. Feels bad. You just think about your future. It'd be rough. Like, both these teams are excellent teams, and it's tough that one of them has to go down to Division 2, but it's got to be somebody.
Life, yeah. Important thing here is Tundra has remained in 1st pick. The only change to initial bans was instead of Death Prophet, they've now respected this Enchantress that did quite a sum of work in that 1st game, showing a bit of respect to position 5.
I like the NP quite a bit. Whenever I see a lion, it's just a support that simply can't deal with
Why
you.
did you do that?
What did I do?
Blew out the cannon.
Yeah, it put me in all the smoke from it.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize it would just go directly. Not in control.
Summoning the draft.
It's not good to let a candle burn for too long.
What? Why not?
I don't know. It's just
Why not? Why not? What kind of logic is there? We're in a very big space. It's not like our oxygen is gonna run out.
Because it can like burn. I don't know.
What is it gonna burn? Kyle?
There's a reason, right? I
don't
know.
So yeah,
If it burns for too long, then the center of the candle will melt and not the outsides. Maybe.
Exactly.
That's all I got.
Which is what's been happening.
Is there wax built up on the outside? And not
it's now turned into a moon.
Yeah, there's I mean, okay, Purge, I will tell you that what's it called? What do you call the thing that is
a crescent moon?
No, the thing that actually burns.
The wick.
The wick.
The wick is not in the middle, so it's just on the side, which means...
Did you ever... Okay, so hear me out. I don't know if this ever happened to you, but one time when I was a kid,
Definitely did.
my mom got earwax out of my ear. There was a cone. She made a cone out of paper and lit it on fire.
No.
I've heard about that. Those are not safe.
No, that is disgusting.
That
is disgusting.
I don't think anyone in chat...
I did not need to know that.
Why? Those aren't safe.
That's not a thing.
How? You know what we should talk about? So
yeah, thank you.
So after Tundra 1st picked this Earth Spirit, of course, Viking, they go for the Lion to prevent the automatic pick of the puck. That's why we see the Furion as in a response to the Lion, because Furion against the lane in Lion, you have the Treants. Lion doesn't really get to play. If he is at position 4, doesn't provide much in a lane against position 5 Furion. And then Viking, of course, want to keep their draft pretty flexible, go for the Void Spirit. And there we go. And that's how we somehow got to wax.
And for all the people that are, enjoying their midnight snack, sorry.
Dire team ban.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Tundra respecting Kezu.
Ooh,
look at him. Look.
That's Tide.
He's like, oh no, I don't have Tide. I must think of a new hero to play.
Amber Saw. Tide's been good though. I mean, a lot of teams are picking him right now. He is like the best hero for just standing in front of towers. Or in some ways better than Timbersaw. Timbersaw is obviously more like lane dominating, but like Tide has Ravage. It just feels like in those pivotal moments where your opponents are pressuring, you're ready to counter initiate, that Tide just feels better. He transitions a lot better too.
Yep, agreed. I think it's excellent here against the Furion and the Earth Spirit as well, because you can't really do anything to the Tide. Earth Spirit's burst is kind of ineffective. He cleanses everything, takes a little too much damage.
I would love to see Tundra maybe shift towards like potential PA pick eventually. Just when I see Void Spirit line gone.
Is Wraith King in the pool?
Ah, yeah, sorry, forgive me. Tundra's going to be picking Wraith King no matter what they see.
Look, did you guys see the stats in the game though? It showed Skeeter's heroes. He's 0-3 on PA. He'd only played 3 total Wraith King games. I don't know if that was right or not, because that seems wrong to me, but he'd also he played Ursa more than Wraith King.
Let me check in the
In this pack.
DPC. 1, 2, 3 Wraith King games.
Yeah.
Correct. Ursa was 1, 2, 3 as well.
Oh, okay.
5
Yeah.
seconds.
And his
But
wins
I
were
also felt
Ursa
like
more.
they'd played way more Wraith King, but it's not reality, surprisingly.
Yep.
That is weird.
Well, this was the 4th game, so technically he now played more games. By the way, that's not Luna on the screen, by the way. That's a different cat.
No.
This one likes cuddles way more than Luna. Luna doesn't appreciate the
want a
cuddles Kizzy gives.
I both wish I had a cat and that also I wasn't allergic.
Yeah, that was called Katara, just in case.
Yeah. Everybody knew that.
Back to the main point here, Viking, their bans Monkey King Death Prophet. They're banning out basically these flexible cores that allows Tundra to enter this next phase, showing a hero, but not really revealing its role. So Viking kind of pushing more towards the draft opening heroes and maybe like the actual game. Of course, Death Prophet against Void Spirit, Monkey against Void Spirit also favor them as well. So not only are they covering their mid Void Spirit, they're also covering the flexibility. And then Tundra, of course, respecting the best player on Viking, Kazu, with the Darkseid and the Tidehunter ban.
A little less on the fanboy, ain't he? Come
Man,
on.
I'm not a fanboy. Me and my boy. I'm
He
just
he just wants those hosts.
No, I just think that
Sure.
Viking are, you know,
Radiant team pick.
Kazu should be on a team. That's it. That's what I'm saying.
You're just a friend boy, that's all it is.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he still owes me.
Definitely big difference.
I paid for his shopping in China once. Back. He owes me like 40.
So you hope that he makes it to an event where you were at too, so that he can find.
yeah,
out
I mean,
I also
back?
gifted him the TI Mars Spear to borrow, and he then never played
Yeah.
Mars. So it's like he's
That is
quite a
rule number 1,
hectic
by the
kid.
way. Never lend players money or
Yeah,
buy things for
he-
players
yeah.
with any expectation.
So
of
I need him to stay in upper division to have the money to give it back to me. That's basically it.
There's been not once, not twice, but 3 separate times organized after party.
Yep.
Well, after party karaoke,
Dire team
Yep.
and in all of those times, only 2 people ever contributed.
Huh.
Shout out once again to Cyber Matt and Puppy because they really saved our ass one time in Malaysia. That's a story.
We won't play the tournament if there's no after party.
No, there's a large bill because of poor planning. That was not on my part. I was preoccupied, so I didn't properly set expectations and organize. But we'll say that for a podcast. The draft at hand. Gyrocopter. Woof, really nice BKB timing in this game, looking at the enemy supports. In addition, you've got a Furion, so you want something that can come online quick, use that XP advantage to deal massive magic damage, and then scale for later.
Do you think there's any creativity with this gyrocopter? You know, they're opening it quite, confidently here. Do you think that it's just going to simply be the carry? Maybe it could be some aggro offlane,
New hero for Skeeter.
like offlane gyro plus Earth Spirit, put a lot of pressure, and then you have this position 5 Fury and securing your safe lane potentially.
If they knew what the matchup was, I would agree with you more. I think they're just looking at the 2 supports and like they have both have bad armor, so they're just gonna flack the supports down.
And
But
then
now it's a lot harder
yeah.
with Timber.
There is an Ursa in the pool?
There is. There's an Ursa. There's no Viper. There's Monkey King. Oh, there's no Monkey King. Sorry. Yeah, it's just Ursa then.
Yeah.
And technically Slark if you want
Ursa
to
just
super creative.
no, you Slark into Timbers? Are you crazy?
Are you crazy? It does it right.
Bro.
I think Ursa, of course, is the safer play. And knowing Skitter, he's played it 3 times already.
Is it Skeeter or Skitter? I always thought it was Skeeter. You ever watch Doug?
No, mate.
I would say Skeeter as well, because I think Skitter would have 2 T's.
Either. Either. No.
I saw somebody saying that us Americans were pronouncing Insania wrong. He's like,
What?
yeah, isn't it Insania or
Insania.
What? How else would you be able to pronounce Insania?
Well,
Insania?
We'll
Insania?
confirm that the other guy was wrong.
Insania? Insania.
Something like that.
sounds more
Insania.
Swedish.
Yeah.
Just bring up people in Twitch chat who said really dumb stuff and criticize them on broadcast.
Yeah, go for it.
Kevin, can you
Call out the
stop
user
doing that
anymore,
material?
Kyle.
Yeah. Good job, Kyle.
Got him.
Yeah.
He was wrong.
Zing. So Viking, there's the Ursa. So Viking,
Whoa!
crazy. No, but Viking, they really are trying to go for strong lanes and collapse the map because, of course, CM enables your cores to be able to fight a lot. Lion has that, kind of lockdown potential, and obviously Timbersaw secures your game. With this Ursa pick, like we mentioned, Timbersaw isn't going to have the freest of game. And the key thing here is for Viking, they need to be able to potentially dodge this lane. At that nighttime before Bounty Rune, scout out the lanes, find out what's happening, and then set yourself up for an aggro tri-lane with CM line +1, Timber sacks the other lane, and then suddenly you're going to be in a
Yep.
really strong position.
You straight up want to run it back. The same way you just played that last game, do it again. Go aggro into Skeeter. I think actually, regardless of his hero, it's the way to play against this Tundra team. Because, you know, it's not as if he's going for these aggro builds, right? Even buying the armlet, he just used that as a tool to get to his Radiance and not feed because he had such a bad start. This Ursa is going to be buying a Battle Fury. So just pressure the lane, take away the win condition of Tundra, and just fall back on your superior team fight.
So yeah, so far Skidder has played 5 Ursa games and 5 Wraith King games.
6.
JJ. And now this is his 6th game on Ursa.
6. So he's 3-3 on Wraith King. Will he be 3-3 on Ursa?
Wait, in this DPC?
Yes.
That must then be including the decider tournaments.
Might be the whole patch.
Just quoting JJ.
Yeah, I know.
I trust JJ.
I should have probably read
Wasn't really.
It just says
wasn't
Skidder
fun.
here.
Oh yeah, but I did
very
miscount
zoomed in
though. This will
picture.
be the 5th in terms of just upper division. I did this one.
There we go.
This is just human errors. It happens
That's
all the
right.
time.
I can't read.
Not really.
Viking,
Yeah.
one more ban. What is the Shad carry?
10 seconds remaining.
I'm not
Lifestealer's in the pool. He is a big Lifestealer fan.
into Ursa though.
Yeah.
Troll, the most obvious
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, Trolls.
Banned,
So it's
sorry.
Troll, PA banned, and
Let's see what else Shad has played. Ricky,
Medusa.
Latika,
Ricky just got mega nerfed though. He was the hero that got nerfed the most
Yeah.
by the patch, I think.
Jugger got. Jugger's still in.
It's nice for the aggro lane, but it's
Wraith
not
King's still in?
ideal. Please, I can't.
I mean, Shad plays Wraith
well, yeah,
King.
Tundra has to pick first. Luckily, so Viking have a lot more, like, an easier
Yeah.
time to pick their carry.
They'll also see where this Furion is going.
Yeah, they
I
have-
think it's big for them because you want the Timber against Furion if possible.
I think this is just a 5 Furin and ooh.
Hey,
okay.
Mars.
So it is right. I still feel like this Gyro Earth Spirit is your offlane duo. I think it's mid Mars. I kind of have that feeling, but either way, there's a lot of flexibility for them to kind of unlock their draft.
Yeah.
Viking, they need to pick boss carry that can win them the game. Potentially PL.
I'm
Does
not
pretty
even
well here.
worried about that right now. I'm worried about how do we survive those early to mid game phase.
That's
Consider
true.
the support duo's impact. Fury and Nature's Prophet and Earth Spirit.
Another
so
Razor,
aggressive.
another liquid draft.
Maybe, but
No, okay,
they go for the I don't know about this, folks. Like, I look at this Tundra lineup and think, oh my goodness, are they going to have a strong mid game? Meanwhile, Viking is just kind of banking on, I guess, winning their lanes, and the support's somehow not feeding.
Exactly, yeah. So this Juggernaut does have a somewhat free time, of course, into Jar and the Mars. With Spin, he gets out of all the arena. And then with the Omni Slash, he always deals with the Gyrocopter. And there it is. Look. Oh, it's off. Oh, hello.
It's a Fata Gyro. Let's get it.
What a curveball.
Off
Tundra.
lane.
This is the game to decide if they have any real contention to go to TI. And Fada is whipping out a position 5 Gyrocopter, just laying down the scene for you there.
Yeah, I mean that means they're under a lot of pressure and they believe that they can perform. I like it.
Yeah,
though.
I rate it. Yeah, sure. It takes confidence.
Yeah, it does.
Again, I think
10
Ursa into Gyro,
seconds remaining.
Ursa into Juggernaut, sorry. Ursa does really well, of course, in that matchup. You fare pretty well. And it's all about Tundra now. It's kind of flipped the script. They have the strong lanes, the ability to apply pressure. If they get the Ursa into Timber lane, Tundra's game should go well. If Viking's able to dodge that lane, the game's obviously completely different. Timber should have a really good game. It's all about the pre-bounty rune setup.
What are you thinking, Purge?
Gyro's laning stages of support isn't terrible because Rock Brush does do a lot of damage, but I'm not 100% sure that they're going to have the disable to like ensure that Gyro does a lot of damage. So I'm a little unsure about that one. So I don't know. I feel a little bit more confident with Viking.
Okay, fair enough. Kyle, you're the deciding factor here.
I would just take what Kevin said. Throw that out. This is the Skeeter Ursa. This is not Wraith King.
Yeah, you like
Yeah,
that.
lanes are insane. Gyro support's actually decent. Like he's gonna buy Veil and run around in circles, but they just have so many stuns. Stuns win games. If you're stunned, you can't move. If you can't move, you can't use your spells. You can't kill the enemies while they can kill you.
BKBs, thing of our imagination.
Wow. Top tier analysis from both you. Very much thank you.
Overruled.
I legit thought you were gonna hit me.
All right,
I'm sorry.
we're gonna just watch game number 2, see how it plays out. That is the best way to experience Dota after
good.
all, and it is even made better
Dare you.
with our commentary duo of ODP.
Dare you.
Game 2, Fogged. And what do you make of this? Are you excited to see the Fada Gyro? Is this gonna work? Is it gonna be good, or is it gonna fall flat on its face?
I guess we'll find out. I think people have been trying to make this gyrocopter work in a couple different roles. I've seen some 3s, some 4s. Now I'm going to see some 5. Wonder what his build's going to be. Wonder if he's going to be able to do anything to Timbersaw. I'm excited.
All right, let's see. It's going to be very interesting to see here as, this has got to be, it's got to work out for Tundra. As we heard, broken down by the panel, this game, very important really for the futures of both of these two teams.
Look at this, the 5-man. Oh, they go on the low ground. They're gonna get the wraparound. They're getting vision, as the panel mentioned it perfectly.
Yes.
Gotta get information. You want to get these matchups. You want to get the Ursa versus Timbersaw. They're trying to get this information ASAP. Boots on Biver, boots on 33. I think this is just because of the lanes. Just really want to get those matchups. King, waiting on the side here. 33.
It's gonna find who.
They've got a spin on Jug, so it's always really scary for
33
Tundra.
might walk into a stun. He is Aramis. He's got the setup. They'll run this down with the Blade Fury. First blood. A boom.
I feel like that's an important first blood to secure on Boom as well. I was actually clicking between the two heroes. Look at the base damage, Void Spirit got a 2 base damage nerf. Look at Void Spirit's base damage. Look at Mars. Now with his items, he's gonna actually have a base damage advantage if he brings out the null. Treants going in. Are they going to snipe couriers? Dude, look at this Treant in the Viking base. Look at this Treant in the Viking base. It's getting the CM courier.
Oh my
God,
goodness.
are you kidding me?
Is it getting another? Oh, they've realized. It timed out anyway, but it actually got one. All
he
right.
walked it into the tier 3 top. I saw it walking and I was like, no one's paying attention to this. And all right, no one paid attention to it. And now we watch the fun of lane swapping. Timbersaw doesn't want to match versus Ursa, has to run top, even skills Timber Chain to get there faster. Both teams saving TPs so that they can swap lanes when this lane swaps of the swaps happen. And we have Aramis versus Fada bottom for a moment.
Okay.
Matchups we see Kezu getting himself up top versus the Prophet. He's happy. And I'm going to be staring at mid matchup because I'm really curious to see how this one's going to end up being. The 2 of the newer heroes added in Dota, toe-to-toe. It was pretty decent for the Mars, but we've seen Void Spirit just never do that. So
I mean, we'll see. I feel like, I don't know. I think it's going to be very even, but right.
It's going to be
between the Rebuke and the Pulse. They play similar.
There's going to be some fun outplays. Some
like this.
Into towers.
Hang on.
Some Aether Remps into towers too. Potential. Top isn't even a lane. That's being just creep pulling, creep manipulation all across the board. Kezu's going to be cutting. Kezu's going to be Treants. Biver's going to be manipulating. And there we go. So the swap is going to happen. Skeeter's a little bit under too much pressure from this tri-lane. He's going to set himself up top. Probably going to see the swap from 33. And the beauty of having Nature's Prophet, he can save his TP depending on the situation.
These moves be more efficient by Tundra.
And Viking has to be sure they maximize. Again, they're running the aggro tri-lane. It's a little weirder when you're playing on the Dire side. A little harder to actually walk into the triangle area and block the camps. So yeah, they got to just make sure to maximize their experience on there, and we're just going to keep seeing these lane swapping happen. As I wonder what Kezu's looking to do. Is he going to move away from the Ursa? Because Ursa's cooldown. Right now, he's stacking up here.
Wants to come around at least for this wave. I mean, maybe he'll sort of play it for a little, see how bad it feels.
Mostly staring at mid. Super even. Both players are literally just doing exactly what we thought, trying to pull each other under towers and just nuking the waves. It's pretty much dead even.
I think that's expected.
Yeah.
I feel like if any hero was going to have the edge, I kind of feel that Mars. I just the Rebuke's just a bit more threatening. Sort of his skill set allows for, you say, those sort of cheeky plays. Like I feel like if anyone was going to outplay one or the other, it'd be easier for the Mars to do, but they're still very, very close.
They're just a bit different, right? Because it's also like when 6 happens, it's a completely different style where Boom is very mobile.
Oh, sure.
Park himself longer cooldown. So it's just their laning is exactly even. It's actually fun. These new heroes.
I feel like when the 6 is there, it's more kill potential for the Void Spirit.
Yeah. Void Spirit can probably set up alone, while Mars will more than likely need a +1.
It depends on the builds though as well. Maybe if we see Mars like pick up some braces, then it gets to a point where he's not necessarily going to be burstable.
Yeah, Power Rune might be the big decider, right? We're going to have to see who ends up getting that one. It's 20 seconds. We'll be seeing the setup, and the lanes have stuck. So we did see the Timbersaw. He continues staying top, even though it's versus Ursa. It isn't his safe lane, so it makes it a little easier. As Skeeters, they're actually looking to get aggressive on him. 2 points in Timber Chain, but he should just be able to look away. All right, runes. Who's gonna actually check? They're actually
gonna be
checking on
something
Tundra.
nice?
This is gonna be tough for Viking.
Oh, it's an invis.
It's still a refill. Doesn't matter.
It is.
Still a refill.
That's true. That's true. And man, Piver, careful there.
We see 9 has just gone for the soul ring anyway, so it doesn't need the refill for mana at least. And he is still healthy and very well. Okay, so lane setups, it's pretty even for the swapping around from the two.
I mean, are you a fan of this getting the soul ring and the bottle on Mars?
It's fine. I mean, I think the soul ring is so valuable on the hero, and you're mid, so you have to get bottle. So yeah, why not?
You don't think it slows down other things too much? You think? In the mid roll,
because in the mid roll, I think it's fine because you need the bottle so much, and I feel like soul ring has no negatives when you're mid when you have the regen from bottom. That's bottom, Fada.
He's tied for the kill. He's going to get it. I mean, he may lose his life for it. As no Shad, he doesn't want to commit back onto him. He's scared of the right clicks from 33. So Fada, he's going to get away with that kill. Sort of walking into the creeps and all, and taking out Celery, and not getting punished for it one bit.
It actually hurt Celery a bit when Chad was spinning, because that means the barrage only hits the Crystal Maiden there. So that was actually kind of cool.
That's true.
Play there is Fada, level 3. We see the runes checked out. It is going to be 2 for 1 for now. Skeeter is getting gone on again up top. They're actually putting some decent pressure onto this Ursa. The Timber is farming fine.
Yeah,
He's in safe lane.
Yeah, he's totally good with the 0-2-2. You know, it's just enough. He's never, you know, unless he really allows the stacks to build up from the Ursa, he's not under any threat. He's always getting away from these two.
Yeah, I guess that is also the fact that he doesn't have your normal supports. Like a lot of times you see like Ursa with like a Witch Doctor, CM, anything that lets you to get these hits. He's got, you know, Earth Spirit who can't actually walk up versus Timber. Other hero would be a Gyro, so doesn't want to play pop. So that's a little more awkward for Skeeter to actually get the hits off on the. Yeah, Kez with a good start is always really nice. You know, at your Timber Saws, when you're able to get these type of lanes versus an Ursa, it's pretty impactful. You're going to have a pretty good level 6. You're going to have threats versus Mars at all stages too, and you're going to be much more good stuff from Viking here. You know, Gold League slightly favoring on the side of Tundra at the moment.
See if we get any action here from the two mids. Ults are ready. You got to watch these side lanes and
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
very careful how far they try and push to one another. I mean, what would you sort of expect the build's going to be from Fata this game on a 5 Gyro? Like, what do you go for?
I think he should just go for Veil. He has Air Spirit and Nature's Prophet. It's just super valuable if he's able to get it. If he's to get any items, that is.
He's going to walk in a boom. Boom. Take a rocket barrage to the face there. Makes him twice about making moves down on this bottom lane.
I've been waiting to see what the moves are going to be. As 9, he is looking to move around toward Boom. Let's have this regen. Nice little harassment.
And try and turn onto Fada. Did they do enough damage here with the Blade Fury and the Frostbite? It's not going to be quite enough. Fada, he's just going to start turning and punching back up, and the healing wall's down, but Shad's dead, and Fada's alive. He's able to walk away. 33's trying to find Celery as well, but Celery will be able to slow him. He's actually going to try and turn. He's got the backup of Boom, and Boom will jump in. They'll be able to get the trade here as Boom comes in and takes down 33 in return, but Shad dying there. It's sort of the second time where they're trying to use the Blade Fury aggressively, but at this point, just the level 2 Blade Fury, it's not enough damage.
Not versus Fada, he's got 800 HP. You know, Gyro does have a pretty okay strength gain. You know, it's a support. It's not using a support, so he actually is able to tank it. I think that was a nice play by Celery there, actually salving between attacks on the Frostbite, and actually ends up surviving. I think that actually saved him, but small things as he gets the scan on 33, tries to snipe Celery.
See in the river, Biver. Tries to get the setup on Boom. They've got a missile and 9 with the ult. If you can close the gap.
They're gonna chase.
It's gonna be pretty deep. Boom.
Yeah, that's far.
TP's coming in as well. Shit, they're gonna hold back with the TPs. It's enough to stop Tundra from chasing.
They have to be pretty scared of 9 on almost every single one of their heroes besides the Timbersaw. This is a very threatening Mars. All these squishy supports are easily dead from a spear into a Marzel every single time. So mid tower, they're trying to threaten with this timing here on Tundra. And it's really Kezu. If they want to defend this tower, either they bring 3-4 heroes or they have to bring Timber. They're gonna die.
He's having a bit of a tease here. See if they pull for the bait, but it's not the case. Aggressive jumps here from Boom.
Kezu has the mana to TP in if they do overcommit. Tundra does have to be careful to not chase too far under the tower, but they have great ways to fight right now. They have the Spear, they have the Mars ult, and they have the Wrath and Nature, so the damage is going to be there if they catch a target.
Trying to set things up, Boom. He's in with the opening on tonight. They've got the follow. There's the TP in from Kezu. They got the burst to blow up the Mars. They do. He gets the arena out, but he's already gone down. Quick hold there from Viking around the mid tower. As you say, Kezu just being able to come over and provide that extra firepower to burst through these tanky heroes.
And they made sure they controlled the Mars to the last second while Kezu gets in. So sure, Mars ult is used. Now it's like a double waste because he ended up dropping it while dying. And they quickly smoke. Immediately swing Kezu over as well. He needs to be there for the damage.
And they're going to be able to find something else by the looks of it. Biver. Can he get his way out of this though? Doesn't look like it. Kezu is able to block it off. He's able to take him down. Another kill to be found. Now they're going to start a poke around with Skeeter. Kezu having to respect Skeeter a little bit though, as the ult is available to get it off before the stun's there. Spear comes in from the side, clips in onto Aramis as Aramis goes down, but Skeeter's been caught by the Remnant. Viking, they'll be able to take down the bear as well. As these moves from Viking, just a little smarter than that Tundra's coming out with themselves.
Yeah, just a little bit quicker. I don't think Tundra expected that quick move from the two supports in the Timber to go up top as Bruin will be secured by Boom. But yeah, some really nice fast moves from those two supports on Viking. Just really showing how much they need Kezu in the early game in particular, showing he has to be there to contribute damage to get these kills. And they bring Boom in to get the cleanup, which is really nice. And Shad, he gets space. You know, he's having not the best game on the jug, still being a little bit, you know, troubled in the bottom lane, but get some extra space himself. And now they persist for the tower onto mid. Kezu's got to come to defend.
He's standing up with the invis. He's going to try and jump for 33. 33 already rather low. Kezu's coming, but he's immediately been speared across to the tower. Kezu, he pops the stick charges. Is he going to get out? No, this wall is down. The arena will catch him on his attempted escape. And 9, he's trapped two more, but he hasn't got quite enough damage. Celery just holding his position with the ultimate. A spear knocks back Boom, but Boom, Celery, Aramis, they're on the chase. Aramis able to clip 9 with the stun from a distance.
Oh my god.
As they'll be able to get 2 from that hold. They may have lost Kezu. They do lose the tower, but they do make sure that Tundra lose a couple of heroes for it.
Did you look at Celery did 2,300 damage there. He just dies, of course, from Wrath of Nature at the end there, but he did quite a bit there. Kezu actually, I think he killed himself, right? He timber chained into the wall of the Mars, and it ends up being that last damage.
He was dead either way, right? He was like, he was dead if he did, it didn't dead if he did, because if he stood his position and went anywhere else, he wasn't getting out. So there was really no escape for Kezu there.
Yeah, he was screwed. Yeah, Celery's able to get a good ult, and the tower does go down, so Tundra got what they came for. Decent from Viking, at least getting a couple return kills on the supports. Aramis with the finger, and then the return.
I mean, the range of this stun here, look at that. Oh.
Yeah. He's gonna have a good blink timing is what that means with those cleanup kills on that Lion.
Celery after he got caught by that nature's ult.
What can you do?
I mean, you know, when you've been able to let off a CM ult like that, you don't care about dying after it all. It's been pretty good after a team fight.
It was a 10-second CM ult.
Yep. So, you know, it doesn't happen every day.
Nope. As Skeeter, he still comes top to look to farm. They're looking to punish him.
It's hard to
staying
do.
in that top area.
Yeah,
it's hard.
They know that they're off the map here, Tundra. And Tundra are ready to protect him if they do go on him. See if Biver can set things up. He's over to Boom. He's in with the stun. They've got the wall down. They've locked him down perfectly.
Very nice. Tundra's team fight is quite strong when they have all 3 up. You know, that magnetize, that call down, that arena blood as well. They all combo pretty nicely. It's actually what, exactly 100 seconds on all 3. Yeah, 90, 100, and 90. So when they do have all 3 of those up, the team fight for them, they should have damage to be able to deal with Kezu a lot of the times. Kezu at least now has Hood, so can also tank through it pretty decently. And it is all time for Shad to buy time for Shad to farm. Yeah, as he does need a lot of it.
I mean, their lineup as well, outside of their ults, it's not like they have to have those ults to make plays. Or you think they do, Tundra?
I think they actually kind of do.
You think they're pretty important? Okay.
Yeah, it's just because I feel Kezu's going to show up to every one of the fights, and I feel like they do need all of them on top of Kezu. Everyone else, sure. They're probably going to die from the rest of like small little damage and small little spell commitments, but Kezu, they have to commit everything on.
I'm interested. I feel like Shad, I mean, is he going to be able to keep up with the Ursa this game?
I don't feel like he is, and it doesn't feel like it's going to be an easy jug game by any means. He's versus like Treants in the fights. He's versus Mars and Natural Omnis counter. There's enrage. It does not feel easy for Shad at any points in the game. He has to just itemize. He has to just play for items. Like literally go for like the shard so that his blade flurry is doing all this damage and all that. And it's going to be weird fights for him. It does not feel easy to be a Jug in this game. That's Blink on 9.
And is Maelstrom still the best way to go, even in a game where you are against a Nature's Prophet?
Yeah, I think so.
You just Battle Fury Jug, you think, just doesn't play out as nicely?
It's too slow. It just doesn't feel good. It doesn't synergize either with Blade Fury, and it doesn't give you attack speed. That's the biggest thing. It's like Maelstrom will give you attack speed when you get Mjolnir, which is just the most critical thing for Omni Slash. Battle Fury is just dead damage. They're not getting extra slashes, nothing. Last few times I've seen Battle Fury picked up on Jug, it was very underwhelming in comparison to the middle. So do they have the blink on Aramis? Yeah, okay, so they have blink on their line super early on, so they have a form of initiation on the side of Viking well, but Tundra, they have this big Mars, this huge block of the fights, and the big blanket of damage from Magnetize and Call Down on top. Feels tough for Viking.
Shad? Oh, he was ready though. He was a little greedy. They had scanned Tundra on the high ground, so Chad knew that they were coming for him.
He had TP on cooldown for 2 seconds when he started the spin, so that would have been like the most depressing time.
I mean, he's a team player, you know. He's like, guys, I'm going for that bounty rune. I know they're up there, but I'm going for it.
Viper? Ooh, almost throws out the Omni on him.
Take that one. Bounty away from mid lane.
Aramis, they find 9.
He's got his blink. Oh!
Ooh, doesn't have vision.
And would have been a risky move to make anyway. This stage, you know, tower's still up. You don't want to fight into this area if you're Viking.
Yeah, if he was still on the low ground, then perhaps you can commit really hard, but yeah.
I mean, even then, you know, committing on the low ground in the river when you don't know what's up there, that's spooky.
They're at least able to keep tabs this whole time. They have this really nice deep ward just watching Skeeter. So they know that the Ursa, how he's farming, everything that's going on. They know he's 12. They know he's got the Battle Fury. So they can pick and choose their fights. They also see this right side here. They see 9. They see Fada. So Viking has a ton of information on the map. What do they want to make of it? Because right now it just seems like they want to chill back and farm. Boom. He has to be careful. There is an Orchid done on this Nature's Prophet, and Boom is very naked. I don't think we pointed that out. He literally just has phase 2 ults.
And you can see on the network falling behind a little bit, even though he's had quite a good impact. You know, 3, 1, and 3. But the farm definitely falling behind. Biver, he's trying to get something started, but he's gone straight to Remnant, the Arena of Blood. I mean, the Arena of nothing. Arena of diddly.
At least he had an Arcane Rune, because that was a big whiff. So 50 seconds, it will be back up. If Viking looks to punish with that timing. They ping the top tower. Maybe they can catch Skeeter. Skeeter might actually be lucky that there's no camp there.
He's got an ult. It's hard to...
It is. But they got the blink with the... Yeah. He'll be able to get away. Boom. Can't connect with the roll, and he will commit for the Yule Scepter. He was hanging on to his gold for a very long time, like he wasn't sure what to get or something.
I mean,
does need the Yules.
He does. He's got to play it safe.
Yeah, he's playing versus double silences. There's an Orchid, there's an Earth Spirit. You're going to have to types of protection.
Finds here. Quicksilver amulet for the bear. So wants that.
Ooh, the Philly. All right, get that to Celery.
Right, we've got the... Let's see what Boom takes. They do have the Grove Bow. Can always be nice on the Void Spirit. Your people with the Astral. Get that magic resist buff on them.
Yeah, a lot of people just keep Faded Brooch. They just love move speed. King.
Yeah, sure.
If he's... Both teams farming Shad. He doesn't have Manta. They're actually setting up on him. Orchid.
Oh, and they've got the opening. Straight away with the silence. The Spirit's the arena. Oh, the walk away. Cool guys don't look at explosions. They knew he was dead to the arena damage and the soul burn as they step away. They don't need to risk their position anymore close to that tower. As they get a very smooth kill onto Shad.
They have that ward placed up too, so they know there's no backup coming for him. Very nice. And that slows down a lot of momentum. Ursa now with Battle Fury able to farm crazy fast. They'll get a kill on Biver, but I don't think you mind this as Tundra. You're getting such free farm for Ursa. You're shutting down Jug. This feels really good for Tundra.
Shad, he's not that far behind, but it's just the fact that if this continues as it is, Skeeter is just gets so far ahead with his Battle Fury in comparison to what Shad's able to achieve on the map, and Boom's game continues to sort of hover in a position where, especially when he's been pressured Jules' first build, it's now going to be very hard for him to have that impact You're not going to see a quick Ags, and if he's not having some big influence in the team fights, then this is where this sort of Void Spirit hero can fall off a bit.
It really feels like they're going to have to just out-execute the hell out of Tundra, because I don't see their team fights looking too good. I know I said this last game.
I mean,
well,
they did do it last game, right?
This one feels, this one feels harder though. The Jug he doesn't have that matchup. Like all these cores are actually good versus him. Ursa, the Nature's Prophet, even the Mars, they're pretty good versus a Jug, especially if you're not ahead in the game as a Jug. They can actually tank through it, and they just have a lot of different ways to play around your Omni Slash and just even control you.
33 ready for the next fight, so.
And they've actually given Shad the Grove Bow, so just that attack speed, I guess, and just magic resistance Maelstrom.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah.
He doesn't have any stats though. It's like a 13 HP Jug.
He's squishy. Oh, Aramis.
He's very squishy. Aramis.
He's jumped in. He's found Fada with the back of a Kezu. They'll be able to burst him. 9, he's going to go for the TP out. And Omni Slash coming in, but 9 with the TP is away. It's not enough damage. The Omni Slash as 9. He's able to stand his ground and TP back to base.
That would have been such a big hit for them too, getting 2 targets off the map. They could have gotten some nice wards out, gotten some good control, maybe even threaten Roche area. He's able to walk away. The Mars ult at least committed, but yeah, that's rough. Not Omni kill.
That's a bit of a statement play there, where 9 can just stand there, take a full Omni Slash and get out alive.
This is a farmed Mars as well. 9 is going to have a good timing on his BKB too. All 3 cores are going to have excellent timing on Tundra. They might actually all hit triple BKB timing pretty soon. And then, yeah, Viking, it already feels hard for them to take any fight into 3 BKBs. Like, Kezu's just
got nothing
at that point.
And with the whole team
on the Timber.
I mean, who's going to do anything through a BKB? Nobody. They've got nothing at this stage of the game.
They'll have to get the instant X. Like that's the one thing they do have. They have the Lion, so they can get the quick initiations, quick jumps, and quick assassination. But they have to be very smooth about it. And it really feels like they have to out execute the hell out of this game for them to have a hope versus Tundra. Tundra's just getting everything they want on the map. Even though they've got the 10 kills, it's not enough. Skeeter's just chilling. This is a dream as a carry player. You're just in your triangle the whole game.
He's getting a lot, yeah. And a game as well that, Viking, one of the things that, was more open than the last game. Roshan, this time round, this isn't a lineup that can really sneak into Roche. I mean, at all. No. I mean, these heroes aren't taking Roche safely unless the whole of Tundra's dead. And of course, whereas on the other side, Tundra, they kill one hero, they're going to be easily able to step into the Roche pit and take it without caring if Viking even know that they're in there to the point at this stage.
The Viking just has to keep scouting it. Kezu has to sit in this area and just keep throwing his shot. I mean, they're not even able to push out the bottom lane, which is always a concern. You see, like, Dire playing like this, they can't even force bottom at all. It's always scary. They have to just keep playing around Roche, keep looking for these pickoffs for their team with this Blink Dagger. Aramis, not quite level 12 either, so still level 1 finger, unfortunately. And they find 33. They look at the Hex, and they will find him.
Aramis in with the opening, they'll burst him down.
Still the level 1 finger, though. So 160-second cooldown, not the 100-second cooldown for him. But at least a nice pickoff, and maybe with the number advantage, they can look to take a fight. Fada. He'll scout them out. And Fada's actually he's going to go for the Vessel. There's double ways to dispel for Kezu anyway, but he wants to at least have that there. Not going for that Veil build-up that I thought he might. Kezu.
Viva.
Gonna try to go on him.
He's gonna get the kickback into the silence. Kezu. He's gonna self-Lotus. Is he able to get away from this? He's gonna self-Yules, but the arena's down, and he's trapped. There's no escape for Kezu.
Nice snag by Biver.
Yeah.
It's kicking him even more out of position, and that was quite out of position
Roche.
for Kezu.
That's Roche. This is the one kill.
Roche.
One kill. Tundra's lineup, they do Roche without any difficulty. Of course, having the Ursa and the Prophet on their lineup.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's not feeling easy for Viking.
This one's tough. I mean, as you said last game was tough. This one is definitely on another level here for Viking. They may just be 3k down. Their lineup it's not easy to play into this. A team where Skeeter, they're level 18. got his core items done, the Battle Fury, Blink, BKB. Whatever he gets next, you're going to be terrified of it.
Yeah.
GG.
It's a very different game for them this game. Like last one, you know, it's that tide, that DK. It's you have to force the issue. Well, I say you have to. You want to be just playing at an advantage like the whole game and just pressuring objectives and all that. This one, they're just they're counter drafted. This jug pick, Chad, I don't feel like he has any position in the game where he's the strongest hero on the map. The core matchups are just really tough for him. And yeah, Boom, I want to say he struggled this game. He's 3-1-5, but it feels like he has struggled.
Dire's top tower
Unable to
is
actually
under
fight versus this draft of Tundra.
Structures are fortified. Radiant's
We're
bottom
still yet to
tower
see
is under
Viking
attack.
get a solid team fight under their belt, and more to a point where it's a lot harder to see what happen. Boom, yeah, 1,000 off the Ags.
Is under attack.
They need the Ags for the team fight presence. Like when I just look at it on paper, like Gyrocopter, Mars, Earth Spirit, that team fight that comes in is just overwhelming. And then a Wrath of Nature bouncing through. Vikings team fight, it's like your CM ults, your Lion, Hex, Fingers. It's much more single target, much more kill one target and just get a number advantage immediately, kill another target. Their actual team fight is quite lackluster. You get. It just feels hard because that feels like you're playing into Tundra's hand where they have this great late game with Nature's Prophet, Ursa, and Mars Tricolor. Set up for bottom, Fada.
Just having to tread very carefully around Tundra. And not really the ideal spot for their draft to be in.
They gotta try to get some pick-off targets. It's hard though. Tundra's reading the map and they're moving as a unit. They're never really they're not sending too often a hero by itself to get caught in these lanes. They always have someone sitting behind them. Because that is the opportunities. That's where Viking is good. You know, Blink, Stun, Finger, Omni Slash, they can take out a target and get another. And Tundra's just in pairs every time I'm seeing them. Like Biver, Skeeter together, Fada and 9 together, and then 33 is just, he's backing up one of those duos when he sees the opportunity.
And do you sort of like the decision from Shad to pick up the shard as early as he did in his build this game as the jug?
I think he has to just feel like he does anything in the fight. Like,
okay.
Yeah, otherwise he's literally just a walking Omni Slash, scaring the fight. He has to have his spin do something else too. But he isn't a triple BKB, so perhaps it's not going to help anyway. It's not an easy game for the jug.
Now he's into a bash.
Reiterating.
So, you know, if he's trying to stand there with the Blade Fury and fight back, there's a huge chance that he's going to be held in position and Skeeter's just going to tear him apart.
Look how they're playing. Like, Shad hasn't hit a creep in over a minute. He's just been sitting in the side tree lines waiting for a single hero opportunity for them to get that pick. But yeah, Tundra's they're still just not giving them the chances. Everyone's playing buddy system, holding hands. Now they're grouped up. They're ready to go for the tower push. And now Viking, they can't take the fight versus them. They can't take this versus the 5-man. Skeeter's feeling strong too. He has Aegis, so he's actually swinging around looking for opportunities with Biver. They can kill. These two is a kill duo on most heroes. Swooping across the map.
Biver. The connection onto Kezu. Skeeter. For Boom. Boom well away with the jumps.
They're just dodging. just terrifyingly running away from the side of Tundra.
Bounty.
This is one of those depressing games though where it really just feels so tough for Viking, and it feels like they're like waiting for a timing, but I don't know what that timing is, and I don't know if it'll help them now that they have the Ags at least finished on the Void Spirit. But is that gonna actually help versus 3 BKB heroes, 3 BKB cores? They got to do it perfect on Viking.
A little tip off there from Celery as Biver did just miss his boulder smash. Ended up kicking him to safety instead. Won't be too fussed about that. He knows that this game's still in pretty solid position here for Tundra. 5k ahead. They really do just take what they want from the map. Viking are having to keep their distance.
They can go out now, Viking. The Aegis is getting reclaimed. If they can get the Hex, if they can get the burst on one target, they can win the fight with numbers, perhaps. Let's see who they get. If they get somebody.
Can they get
Tundra?
that jump? I mean, Tundra seems so prepared to fight. Biver is going to roll in. He's going to get hexed. Do they want to try and blow him up? They look towards him. Can they take him down? They can, but now the arena's at 9. He's got the lockdown onto Shad. Shad just taken out immediately as the fight kicks off, as he's pinned down to the wall. Boom and Kezu trying to make their way out of this, but a missile heading over to the way of the Void Spirit. Celery holding his ground with the ult, but Boom goes down. 33 with the BKB pop to Skeeter with the Enrage, ready to go, turns back towards Celery, takes down the Crystal Maiden, silencing onto Aramis. They'll run down the line as well. As Kezu, the only man surviving, everybody else on Viking going down. As you say, you know, there was a little window. Maybe they could try and run them down, look to do something whilst the Aegis expired. But Tundra, they're just too far ahead and were far too prepared for that attempt from Viking.
They had a ward on the high ground too. They saw them for a second. They get the perfect grab. 9, he gets literally the best target he could spear. He spears the Jug. He gets bashed, gets focused by Ursa. There's just no hope for Viking in the fight in that positioning there. And we see like the full counter. It's much easier execution for ease of execution for Tundras. The Mars ult gets dropped, everyone clicks their ultimate down and they can just all fight inside of it. While Viking, it has to be so precise and just so difficult to actually execute.
It certainly feels like it.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Boom. He's going to try something. He's jumped in twice, but Skeeter's he's going to get spin. He's just gone. What was he doing?
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Dying.
I mean, if players like that are going to start coming out, I think Vikings probably just starting to think about the third game.
I think so. I honestly don't. It feels too difficult to fight. Like, I don't see how Shad can ever do anything. And now it's like, even after that, even before this last fight, like now it's 14k. They all have like this extra item all picked up too on top of it all. It's feeling really impossible. I feel the same when you're double astral stepping on high ground.
Skeeter, 3 and 2. Time 11 and 13. % there all time. He's nearly, you know, with this win, he's going to be 1 game toward % win rate. On the plus side, though, this does mean that we are en route to getting a game 3 and of a series that we talked about in the panel that carries so much weight. Sense that the loser of this best of 3, they're going down to Division 2. We'll see it here. Boom, just feeling that there was an opportunity to burst through Fada, but even if Fada was alone, you know, this support Gyro is not an easy kill.
I'm pretty sure they had a ward on the south side there that saw it more. So I think I think it's like you said, you know, they're probably thinking about a lot more of the next one because this one is really feeling just impossible. There's no hope for Shad. No, they had a decent fights, but yeah, decent fights in the mid game. But versus all this, it's just overwhelming team fight and just not good core matchups. You know, they've got the Timber, who is cool versus the Mars in the early game, but once they've all got BKBs, he doesn't have a place in the game either. Timber can really fall behind very quickly versus. Yeah, it's just smooth sailing for Tundra. The 5 gyro, by the way.
Well, I mean that's going to be something that I think is going to give Tundra quite a bit of confidence going into the deciding game of this. That they've been able to pull out something that's very much their style. You know, but we'll see everybody pulling out the 5 gyro. They've done it here, and it's looked pretty brilliant. I mean, 4-1-5, and playing in a lane where you were into a Juggernaut, and the lane did not go well for the Juggernaut.
No, I think it's really because of that tri-lane, right? Like, Jug's levels were affected heavily. So when he spins, it's a lower level spin, and Gyro can tank first. I saw the early game items Fada got too. He had like Raindrop, he had some like stat, and then he rushed Tranquils. He was kind of tanky. He was actually harder for them to burst, and he did get given the lane at the start because of the wacky lane shenanigans swap thing. So he was a little over leveled, and it worked beautifully. You know, it put them in this position. The laning phase for sure. Oh, you see. As they've only lost 1 tower too.
He's having a grand time.
Impressive.
4-1-5. And about the same farm that I have on Gyro when I'm playing it as carry.
Yeah.
So 5 roll.
I really wanted him to get a shard, but I don't think he needed it this game.
You two, follow me.
He did have it queued up actually.
He did, right? I saw him have. I don't think he needs it. I think it's just your cores will win you the game. You're just a walking call down in mid.
Oh, here we go. Speed up.
The jump.
He's on to Kezu. Kezu, he's got the Lotus, but it's already too much here with the swipe stacking up. They're over towards Shad as well. Shad's got to run, but the arena's down, and again, they've caught him on the wall. This time, he'll get the Omni Slash off, but I don't even think it's doing any damage. I think he might want to get a refund on that spell. As this one, it's definitely going to be back to the drawing board here for Viking, as they're going to have to come in with a new approach in game 3. As this second game, Tundra are just smashing them.
Yeah, it's. I'm surprised they actually haven't GT'd out. Maybe just talking about what did go wrong and what they felt like they could have done better. Because this one it really felt like it got out of hand. They just couldn't make moves. They felt like they had to play it so perfect with their rotations. Like they did have those nice early rotations in mid and the swing to top, but anytime where there was downtime, it just felt like it benefited the Ursa so much. And that's them playing into these big cooldown ultis, and it's just giving them time to refresh everything too.
Pretty solid stuff here from Tundra. As well, we're gonna have the jump over towards 9-9. He's getting pretty low. His Celery. Can he finish him off? Oh, he's trying his best, but he can't quite do it. 9. He's going to be able to live. There's going to be a buyback from Boom. Celery.
Okay.
Turns with a frostbite. Celery still alive. They've got the stun locked down, but Biver comes crashing back in. They'll look to 33. BKB's popped as he turns towards Kezu. Kezu trying to step away. Biver goes in, gives vision for the Nature's Wrath to come in and take down Aramis. Another buyback comes out from Viking as they are keeping the racks alive in the mid lane. Melee rack still kept safe here. Boom. Jump over towards 33, but the arena's back down. Shout for the Blade Fury will be able to dodge the spear. He's got to keep his distance, though. They've killed off 33, but 33's ready to come back into the fight with the buyback. He's TPing to the base. See what sort of catch they can find here. Silence set up onto the Void Spirit. Skeeter ready to go with the swipes. Boom, can he jump out of this? He's got the Dissimulate back up. He's over and he's away as him and Shad carry themselves back to base on incredibly low HP. They will try and make it, but they're not going to be able to find the safety of their fountain as 9 is in with the burst, catches Boom, also has the spear set up onto Kezu. As Kezu, he wants 9. He really wants to get him, but he's silenced. Is he going to be able to get the burst out? Timber Chain, and he'll be able to find the kill here, Kezu. And the Healing Ward as well is keeping him alive. Jules will stop his escape with the Timber Chain. Shad's pulling him over towards the side. He's got Omni Slash up in a second, but the silence to the bash. He can't remove it in time with the Manta. As Shad goes down, GG is called. As Tundra, they'll take this game too. And with that, the series now 1-1. This second game, Tundra, it just looked incredibly solid, really. There was very little it felt that Viking could ever do in this game after a certain point, which was rather early on.
Yeah, just too much pressure being applied on all fronts. They lost their 3 towers super early. Boom was holding on to his gold for a long time too. Didn't feel like he could make a
End of your...
Not best of one. That's not how that...
It's the best of one
It's the
now.
best of one. End of your TI journey. This best one
This
right
game.
here, right now. Viking versus Tundra. One game means it all. If you lose it, goodbye TI. Don't care about you no more. You're in the lower division. Get out of here.
Confirm or
One
deny
game.
the loser of this game, this single game.
This one
singular
game.
Series.
Game.
Loser of the series.
Look, this
This
best
game.
of one.
Loser
Best
of the
one.
series.
This is how it works, Steve. When
Loser
you
of the series.
they cancel
Cookie
out.
crumbles.
Hurt, help me.
I don't like this. I don't care about this argument. It's pretty irrelevant either way.
All right, well, you have got a draft coming your way as well. We already got the first couple of bans coming out. Viking will be on the Radiant side and Tundra on the Dire. And in terms of changes from last game, there are none.
Yeah, so
Radiant.
the only, obviously, the change is simply the bans from game 1 going into game 2 and 3.
Well, Tundra is also first pick this time.
Yeah, they're first pick the entire time. The entire series. It's been always Earth Spirit first pick. And now Viking developing into game 3. It's like, we can't give Tundra the Earth Spirit
No,
and
definitely.
the Furion.
It's just too good. It is
Yeah.
too damn good, and it opens up Tundra to have that draft open all the way up until the last pick.
10 seconds remaining.
I dig it. I dig it. Well, what would maybe a Death Prophet early? It was banned out second phase in both games by Tundra. I expect to see it bump up in the priority here.
Especially if it's like Furion plus DP.
Yeah, I love that as a combo.
So Tundra has to think about it right now. Like, they can't fall into the trap of picking like a Void Spirit or a Puck here. Because
Yeah,
again, Viking
exactly.
then doubles down on this Death Prophet.
And you feel very strong, and your opener becomes deal.
And the single best of one. Everything
Third
on the
game
line.
of a best of 3. Everything we learned from the rest of the series can be implemented here in this
Will
game.
Skeeter,
I mean,
Ursa, or Wraith?
if you guys want to distill it more, you could just say like, hey, if you win the laning phase, you can go to TI. You know?
Yeah,
It's like,
that's-
or,
yeah.
hey, if
Or
you pick the
could
right
have a
hero, it's
choice.
over.
You have a chance here, Purge. That's the key thing. They lose the game, they don't have a chance.
This is
Unless they leave the team and join a better team.
That's true.
That's true.
That oh
And
wow.
that's what Kezu, he's only a stand-in. All right, Kezu.
Hey.
You're exempt of this conversation.
Kevin's got that
5 seconds
Brutal.
remaining.
brutal thinking.
Ooh, Grimstroke.
Yeah, same opener as Liquid previous series.
And this is actually quite a nice cover to the Death Prophet because we've seen before when they run the Grimstroke into mid, he actually fares pretty well and has also killed Death Prophet multiple times.
Yeah, but those are also a bit of miscues. I also think it's a matchup that's tough to play because I would argue most DPs mid haven't played it too much. Also, if Viking play it, I'm pretty sure it's offlane for KZU. Almost certainly.
The Grimstroke?
No, the Death
the Death
Prophet.
Prophet.
Potential Death Prophet. Sorry.
And pretty much no matter where it goes, it's going to be happy though. You could lane it against Nature's Prophet, deal Treants a little bit, put a mid, put a 3, who knows?
Viking now, they're spending so much time thinking about this pick. Again, the flexibility of this Grimstroke, but also they can't put themselves in a corner so quickly. I think in that previous game draft, they relied heavily on 1-to-1 counters, where the flexibility of Tundra's draft suddenly was like, well, you're not countering anything because you've kind of drafted so generically, and they just straight up go for the us themselves. Okay.
Now you ban Wraith King,
And what does Skidder play?
PL, but you ban that too.
All right. What does he play after that?
I'm not sure. PA, but you can ban that too.
Yeah.
Troll.
Ricky's a bit of a dead hero.
Troll?
They have, yeah, Trolls for
good.
sure is a good ban. Like Troll, PA, maybe Wraith King as well. They're like the top 3 bans,
5 seconds
probably.
remaining.
Maybe PL as well. They're the 4 carries that really come to mind.
So, no Beastmaster. I mean, typically you'd be afraid of Bat, but after the nerfs, I just don't know if you are anymore, even with the natures and
It's a very good bat game, but unfortunately Valve decided to
Yeah.
put it in the literal bin before the end of the group stage. And
Is it that? It's just that you
mate,
can't find
50% less damage on Napalm. The hero is built around early CSing due to Napalm. You cannot
Yeah.
CS.
And they didn't buff up the damage either, right? They
Yeah.
left it at 6.
It's
It
just-
got
yeah,
reduced because
it's
it did
just-
more damage, and then they're like, sorry, three per creep now. Good luck.
There are scenarios where it still will work in some games, but like you need to find the matchups where maybe the enemy in mid equally doesn't have as much damage, or maybe it can be put into an offlane role because you have a strong 4 to activate it. Like people just need to kind of relearn how to bring that into the. And of course, after 24 hours or so, that isn't really enough time to really understand it. So
Yeah, definitely not. I like the ban from Viking. They keep making sure that
Team ban.
the Viper's out of the pool, which forces some of these bans out from the side of Tundra, specifically the Tide. I actually was thinking maybe you could even first do that, but to have Fury and Tide as your opener is a little weird because you remove the flexibility. I guess not, because they could play it mid, but it's just a weird opener. I like the Ursa.
yeah, sometimes when you pick Ursa, the go-to bans are like
10
Viper, Venom
seconds
+1. They're like the obvious bans, but realistically, do you need to ban Viper against Tundra? Like, is Tundra really going to whip out some 33 off? Like, it doesn't.
He would CK. I'm a big believer in Chaos Knight now.
Okay.
You
And
saw
why
a
is
lot
that?
to lose earlier, though.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was on
one
set.
lane. It was on the hero. I don't know. Maybe their draft is weird, but it definitely fell off without a doubt, despite having top net worth for a while.
Yeah. But the key thing is, it's a hero that can potentially get top net worth, and those type of heroes often kind of give you the time to enable greedier heroes in your draft, right? And that's why, like,
True.
for example, like an offlane works well because you buy Necro, you create space. CK might have that same window if its draft is correct. Tundra banning out the Tide Hunter. Is that because they want to pick Wraith King, Kyle?
Could be.
Radiant team ban.
Oh, they ban out Nyx.
The DP gone, of course, as well. My only concern with Viking is like, what is it that replaces their Death Prophet? You know, the Leshrac is the one you think of first, but that was pretty much the ideal Lesh game in that opening match of the series, and even that was a little dicey. DP is nice because you have the innate survivability.
5 seconds remaining.
Not many other heroes that have mixed damage, like magical tower push, you know, when Ugna comes to mind. Like, you just don't have that fortification required to frontline.
Yeah, and the reason for this Nyx ban from Tundra as well, it's Viking played this kind of exact lineup 2 days ago against Hellraisers. They had like Nyx, Enchantress, Furion, and Ursa. Basically just strong lanes and then quickly collapse the pressure. So, of course, the entry's already banned in first phase, and then Nyx coming into that second phase because you can tweak these heroes to get the same philosophy going. We're in uncharted territory for Viking and their ability to showcase Ursa.
Oh, they did it.
They did it.
Oh no! Was
What?
Skeeter gonna play next?
Dire team pick.
I still have the image. Let me pull it up.
Yeah, it's
Juggernaut.
Juggernaut, Troll. I think Troll is
Troll?
very good.
PL's more likely, but you're going to see it fourth, not third.
Well, the key thing here is Tundra. They get to see one more Viking hero before they have to pick Skitter's
Yeah.
hero,
10
and this is
seconds
most
remaining.
likely going to be the offlane. I guess you can Darks here because you see that
Enigma
lion.
is really nice here, I think.
Oh,
Just
yeah,
because you want something that isn't really lane dependent. Darkseer is possible too. I know 3-3 is a big fan. But Lion Ursa is just so annoying to deal with. Earthroot's not the strongest. It's not going to offer too much support for your lane.
there's the Troll.
They just roll it up right away.
And this is where like the confidence in the draft, if your carry player's like, just I know this is a good Troll game, carry for carry matchup, it forces the Furion to probably flex to 5 as well, to think
Yep.
about that. And now it's like, okay, well, if we now have the Furion 5, we can pick up a strong offlane to deal with that. We know what their offlane's going to be because they're going to have to pick it here if they care about it. Like, it's good to draft with such
I
confidence.
actually like it. And you save 3-3's hero, which
Yeah,
I actually think is
exactly.
more important because to your point, like Troll is just the best pick here.
Yeah.
There's nothing that Viking could do that would really make you change your mind. So save that critical offlane pick because you might be able to even get away with something a little greedier that would be higher value. Say, you know, a Veno, a Brewmaster if you want to get weird. You won't brew, but like Veno is possible.
Yeah, very.
It feels like they can definitely pressure the Ursa at the moment, at least. Like both supports are like obviously Prophet can stabilize the lane, but Lion is still a little bit squishy if you can get on top of him. So something that can fight would be solid.
This is where Viking, they have 11
Dire
seconds,
team
but
pick.
just go straight for an S.
Ooh, whoa.
Of course, it's very good against the Troll
Oh my
in
God.
terms of the
Dude.
ult interaction, but his laning presence, the greediness of Viking right now, that's what worries
Dude,
me.
the Tundra Veno pick.
I legit, yes,
upcoming.
thank you.
It's
I
like-
think the Venom, it
Ugh.
calls me right now.
You feel
Every bone in my body requests the little old Venomancer to be picked.
5 seconds
it.
remaining.
Yeah, you
Just-
get vision against Axe initiating.
Yep.
It's lanes
Bad.
well against Ursa, almost every team. Not they're gonna
you
still
do.
Darkseer anyways, though.
Okay.
Okay.
I wish, though.
That is just, I mean, to be fair though, I feel that it is a critical game. This is where you kind of, like, there's higher volatility on a hero like Venomancer. You've played a lot of Darkseer.
Yep.
It's confident. It's aggressive. Veno might be a better pick, but it's got to be played specifically. You die a couple times, you just feel worthless the rest of the game. You don't want to be there when the chips are down.
Flip side, we now have the Darkseer, like we mentioned. The Earthrit Darkseer combo very strong in lane, but also it's now an aura buyer at least. Think about what Axe excels in, but blowing up the hero low HP. What happens if at the very end suddenly a Greaves comes into play? That Iron Shell extra HP comes in, like the smaller things. And yeah, I don't mind it. Allow Tundra to have this big grouping. I really want to see this Grimstroke go mid. I want to see them pick up a strong position 5 that can just win them this side lane. But yeah, that's my only hope, I think, for Tundra. And I think this puck ban might also indicate the mid Grim.
Yeah, because there's no real synergy with the Grim right now, where if it's mid with this E-Blade build, suddenly you're your own
Dire
synergy.
team ban.
Yeah, Viking are now banning out the position 5. Would be able to win the lane.
Witch Doctor makes sense.
You can't really Undying on Tundra, I don't think, just because of the Lion/Furion threat on the support. They're very, very good at just chipping away and annoying this hero.
It's a fodder hero. You could Jakiro. It's
we get
a
an-
really nice.
Can we get an Ogre back in the game? No?
Is
You're not
Ogre
fan-
that good?
No,
Bloodlust on
No.
Troll is good, but not incredible.
I just see right now, I think Tundra just needs one hero that provides the vision in the fight. You know, it walks up the high ground with confidence. You can roll in, but realistically, you roll in after you see something. And that's why I want to see Fada on a hero that can just get on in.
But don't you guys think he's gonna play the Grimstroke? You really think Grim's gonna be core?
Like, potentially. But I feel like I'd like to see Grim core, because imagine the timings of a Troll who has good farm in the side lane, plus a Grim with farm. Like, that team timing sounds really good. And I think they need a more lane securer to
Yeah.
enable this Troll. But then again,
I guess we've seen both Nine and Fada play.
Yeah,
Grim,
there's
but-
also still a Void
Ooh.
Spirit.
Dire
no,
team
they could also just go for like a mid Pangolier as another option,
Yeah.
potentially. Just put like a really aggressive mid.
Oh my
I
god.
like that.
That
It would
is
make it a lot
Nova.
easier for them to fight
Yeah.
in the
How
mid
many
game.
cats does
That's
that
Two.
Luna.
He has two cats.
This one's called Luna, by the
That's
way.
what I mean. Luna, Nova, close enough. I met the cat of the cat lady, you know.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I think you either have the option of going Pangolin for mid, or super aggressive, or
5
for
seconds
position
remaining.
5, it was the, what did we say?
Jakiro
Ogre, Jakiro.
Yeah.
I just played Lich.
Strong
I feel like
laner.
Lich is good.
follow up, but Lich is just a bit awkward.
You got
Bring
the
the Bane
double
back.
grip stroke thingamajigs. That's
true.
cool. And you got that.
Oh yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of cool things. The shield is
Oh.
great as well. Oh, they go for a different Frosty hero.
Damn.
What do we think about
Okay, that's
that?
a really nice save for the call
Mm.
and for the lion damage
True.
and further synergy with the Darkseer.
Their early Roshans are very scary.
Yeah.
I think
Mm-hmm.
if Viking come off to a strong laning phase, if they get one pick off outside the pit, they're suddenly flooding into that, getting that Aegis. And that's the key thing here. Axe is great against Troll in the early portion of the game when you get that quick blink,
Wow.
etc.
Yep.
But this
Man.
is, wow.
This is like the carry version of like
There's so much
Ame when he
greed.
says like, yeah, give me Anti-Mage in the must-win game. This is the mid
Yeah.
version. Just that takes some cojones right there. It's a nice pick, but you can get hunted real hard on this ogre.
In slower games, and I think Boom really has to decide right now. Is he going back to
Ooh,
Mid Earth Spirit.
Earth Spirit mid. Bada Grim.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Okay.
That is, I
Sure.
think, I actually really like that here against the Invoker. Like, you wanted to hear that goes in first,
No,
right?
that's
This
true, that's
core
true.
Earth
Yeah, yeah.
Spirit kind of just opens up the game for you. You have 3/3 to play with.
I think if Boom goes Exalt, I think this game is so hard for them. Like, they cannot defend whilst Axe needs to farm. So he has to go Quaswex to stint the aggression. But, oh, yeah, I like that Tundra really coming into the final two games with a bit more kind of confidence to pick
Yeah.
new heroes in these roles that they haven't really shown in the entire group stage.
And in a series that is must win for them if they want to hold on to their spot here in the upper division. Purge, final thoughts on this draft?
I feel like they have too many counters against Troll Warlord. I think like Tornado EMP will be really effective against Darkseer. You're going to be removing Iron Shells. You can Tornado the Troll Warlord, for example. So I think I like what Viking's going for, especially if Kazu can have a good game.
All right. Thank you very much.
I don't know if I agree. I dig this draft. I really think Tundra's got a lot of ability to make plays there.
Mm-hmm.
I think Purge just said that, but
But I think
I actually
the
agree
key
with
thing is for Viking, they have heroes that need big item timing, so 2 or 3 items to really play the game. And that's where if the Invoker gets ran at in mid, it becomes really hard. So
we need a Seb-esque performance from Kazu here. To
oh,
keep his
let's not put
squad
too much pressure on
in
Kazu. We can't get
the
him
D1.
kicked from Viking too.
So is there pressure then on Boom for his Invoker play?
yeah, I would say it's a
That's the
mixture
pressure lane?
of Kazu needs to have a strong lane. He can't be like 0 and 3 at
Okay,
10.
yeah.
And Invoker needs to go Quaswex to be able to fight the aggression. If he goes Exalt in some weird route, this game is like so hard.
It's all Kazu. He's the only real playmaker. He needs an earlier
Yeah.
blink and he needs to make sure he has to have like an 80 to 90% hit rate on kill.
Can
Can
we get a
Kazu
sound?
carry his team, his team that he's standing victory here, or will Tundra take this series and therefore keep their spot in the upper division? We're gonna find out. Let's watch Game 3 together with Odie, Piccolo, and Fog.
Prepare for battle.
Thank you very much, Steve. Yeah, the deciding game here now between Viking and Tundra and Fob, where we're getting some exciting stuff, especially in that mid lane. You know, Boom
Of
said,
course.
give me the Invoker. 9, he said, give me the Earth Spirit.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, and I'm 100% with T. If he goes Exort, I would have been really mad. He needs to go Quaswex this game. He needs to be able to dispel the Surge, the Ion Shell, the Ink Swell, lots of different stuff that he can go against. Also, amazing versus Troll, and I feel like it's the only way that they can actually make plays. I'm not very excited, not really like looking forward to Kazu in this top lane. I feel like he's really going to struggle. I think the Grimstroke control is a really good lane versus Axe, and I'm really thinking that he is going to have a lot of pressure. Jesus Christ, Aramis.
Goodness, Aramis. Don't breathe. Stop dancing. Stop playing your music.
Yeah, seriously, man. Come on, that's bold. I'm
Very
curious to see
close.
the mid matchup. I'm curious to see how Invoker does versus Earth Spirit. I think he should win out, but I think Earth Spirit's going to be able to just free farm anyway.
How well 9 could play this. I mean, this definitely falls into sort of the category of heroes that you can imagine 9 to be comfortable on. Playmaking mids.
Yeah, I think the Invoker honestly was like one of the more perfect picks with him going the Quaswex, because he can counteract a lot of the aggression, and I see a lot of ways where aggression or over aggression could punish Tundra pretty heavily. You know, Darkseer surging hero in, Earth Spirit rolling in, and a snowball rolling in. Battle Trance as well. Heroes could be forced out of position, and that's when Invoker are able to come in and counter initiate. could be really successful for Viking. I think it's still pretty tough for them. I really like Tundra's draft, but I can see, I can see the idea of what they're going for with Boom. It's massive how the counter exchange can do. Because once Tundra goes in, they're kind of just dictated that they're fully committed in.
Sure. But I mean, how hard is it going to be for Boom to play his game in a game where this Spirit 9 is going to be looking to get straight on top of him each and every time in the fights?
It can be very difficult. He has to be very wary of his positioning because he can just get burst down from all this, chain stun, silence, and so many ways to collapse on top of him. I feel like Boom has to play one of the more perfect games for Viking to have any hope in this game because it seems like it can be pretty greedy. Axe needs a Blink Dagger. Ursa needs a Battle Fury. You're going to rely on Boom very heavily in that mid game, early game.
I mean, and is Boom just not going to get completely destroyed in the CS as you know, as you say, he has to go for the quads wakes, but the laning is going to be rough, right?
You have to play the harass war, and you play you're gonna win based off regen war.
Sure.
Like you have to utilize your quas at its maximum. He should lose the CS, but in the gold it should come out better. He just missed 4 last hits, so I say that he's gonna struggle. Those were uncontested last hits under his or 2. He ended up missing at least 2 to 3. I think.
I mean, all in all, I mean, as you say, even if he's able to find a little bit out of this mid lane, it's just the fact that 9, he's going to find a lot out of this lane. There's going to be an Spirit that's going to be hitting very fast starting timings.
And he's going to have the bottle right at the start here too. So I say, that's where Boom can counteract with the cost regen. You already have bottle. Invoker's not a rune securing hero. He's not a hero by any means. And you're a Spirit. You're going to get every rune. You just roll to it.
And these side lanes, who's sort of coming out on top here? This aggressive tri lane from Tundra. Is that going to be dealt with by this defensive tri lane from Viking, or are we going to see a lot of pressure on the here in the lane?
I'd imagine a good amount of pressure is going to start building up very quickly for him. I'm surprised he's already up to 8 last hits, to be honest. That Tusk Grimstroke control they can kill anything. It's very tough. Boom. Oh my goodness.
He just came in and made a play. He took about 3 tower hits somehow. I guess 9 was able to kick him in.
He might die.
He needs help.
But he actually has to get TP rotation to help him.
Here. He can't afford to. Aramis is coming, but no mana. The right clicks though, and 9. He's looking still for an opportunity to maybe get in on Boom, but now it's too risky. 9, back away. He'll be fine. He still has the roll in the Fairy Fire. And then this ends up working out. I mean, this is going to be some breathing room. I thought 9 was going to go back to base. Looks like he wants to play around still. I'm feeling any. Has he got any regen coming out? I mean, yeah, I guess he feels that he's just safe to stick around on low HP.
It's got to help Boom catch up in last hits, which he really needs. I mean, 7 last hits. I can't believe how many he's actually missed. Quite a lot that he himself. So making some mistakes, and 9 is thriving. But yeah, still very low HP. Has to be cautious.
He makes it work. Gets another wave out of it and secures the range. Now it's at the walk back to back. So
yeah, he's
fueled
probably
up and ready for the 4-minute route fight.
How many is he gonna miss? He might only miss like 1 or 2 last hits if he's very quick with another rollback. Might actually be pretty efficient with the going back to base here. And we're seeing bottom Troll is starting to take over in comparison to that Ursa. It's not easy for Shad. I don't know what they're gonna do to relieve the pressure here. At least it's giving Kezu a lane. I think that's the most important thing about having these tri-lane versus tri-lane is Axe isn't being shut down at all. Kezu's gonna be able to get his farm online, which they really need on the side of Viking this game. So I think it's okay with sacrificing Shad a little bit.
We can get 9. As 9, he did just TP him to this, and luckily
Double
for himself,
TPs.
he's going to live. Now backups there. Byron Fada come through straight away, rolling in onto Aramis. I get the setup to bring down the Lion. Boom. We'll start.
Rune's coming out.
Arcane Rune 9 is going to be able to get the refuel.
The Dream. Double TPs from the supports though. Can they actually even? They can't even punish Skeeter. So those TPs actually end up working really nicely for Tundra. Troll a very hard hero to bring down, especially with Nature's Prophet. You don't do anything as Blurry.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just such a good troll pick. When they third picked it, I saw that and I was like, oh my god, this is like he's versus Nature's Prophet and he's versus Ursa. So it's just like the most fortunate troll because you don't want to make this. You don't want to make Nature's Prophet 3 at that point, and then Ursa's core matchup is just tough. So I really love that they went for this first game.
I'm now down on this bottom lane. It doesn't look like Vikings heroes are ever really going to be able to put a stop to that in this laning stage. This lane, it's going to be Tundra's.
Oh, okay, well. Miss will at least be able to kill a ring of health there. But yeah, I agree. I don't even think having line down here has any merit. So I like that Aramis is actually just playing around top, running around mid as well, because yeah, he just can't do anything bot. So they're just gonna have to accept that on the side of Viking and just get Kezu a good game. Get him an early blink dagger, get him some stacks going. That's what I want to see now from Aramis and from Celery. Just stack gaming. You have an Axe and an Urst on your team. You need to get your items on.
I mean, do you sort of agree with what the panel was touching on, that this game, you know, a lot of focus is going to be on Kezu to be that playmaker and to be the hero that really sort of carries them through the spot where they're still waiting for the Ursa to get his items online?
It's Kezu and Boom, yeah. Like, he has to get a good timing on the blink dagger, and then Boom has to play really well with his dispels, with the tornadoes to control the surges, the ink swells. You know, there's going to be all these buffs on this Troll Warlord carry. They have to deal with that. It's 33.
Found him in the trees. 33. He's been surrounded. TP's coming in. He's going to try and surge his way out of this, but the Batlunga's ticking him down and he'll fall. They get the kill. Viva and Fada not able to do anything about that. They can't fight back here against the 3 of Viking.
But they can always send the 2 TPs. Like, they can always just rotate the 2 supports because Troll is fine. You know, Skeeter's like, okay, I'm going to 1v1 Rashad. This is great. The dream for this Tundra lineup. Although they do lose that Dark Sphere. There's good pressure.
Mid Boom. Slow down the MP. Nine's able to dodge it. Nine actually getting back and aggressively. Boom immediately TP's out after Nine misses the stun. And before anything else is there to come in and take him down. It's going to be Boom out of the lane, though.
Did 33 just... Oh, I think he made the timing wrong there. He TP'd mid, I think, to fill up the bottle, but they didn't actually end up trying. Nine was a little bit too far away, so he just has to go to the jungle. And that's going to give Kezu more freedom. See him working on a stack up here. And it's really all about that blink dagger for them to be able to make some nice aggressive moves.
I mean, Kezu's having the best time out of the lanes when it scores.
And he is the best one to effectively shut down that Troll early game too. Because Battle Trance early on, you're probably going to be able to dunk through that. The later stages, the lifesteal becomes overwhelming, but early stages, you can usually get the dunk off pretty nicely. So yeah, good start for Kezu. Ursa starting to catch slowly back up. He's not dying at the very least. And they're forcing a lot of reaction from Tundra. So it is, in a way, kind of protecting Shad with the Tusk and Grimstrokes having to move around the map so much. All things considered, I think Viking has come out of the lanes a lot better than I thought they would.
Losing so many lives. We'll see top Aramis. He does get gone upon. Actually able to pop the stick and turn with the stun. Aramis, is he able to make it away? He is.
Okay.
He's able to walk out of there. And Kezu, he's looking to run down far. If he gets a few spins out of this, he's going to be able to find it. Kezu gets the kill. The wall's been dropped down by 33. Kezu into the trees. He can make his way out of this. He's being chased down by the illusion with the Iron Shell on him. They've trapped him with the shard. Kezu, can he kill off the illusion? Time he goes for the dunk, tries to get another dunk off to get the run, but he can't do it. He's a little too low, as they will manage to bring down at Kezu there with that response. Tundra.
I learned a mechanic just now, though. That if you dunk an illusion from Dark, well, it refreshes it. I actually did not know that.
I guess that counts as a hero dunk.
I literally had no idea that would refresh it. I thought it would put it on cooldown. That's good to know. Bottom, Skeeter, still level 5. If he's about to hit the 6, he just gets it. Gonna try anyway. He can burn his mana, but he's got the stick.
That's not gonna be enough to give him the ult though. So Skeeter does have to be careful. He's got the back up. 5 from Fodder in, and now they can try and turn Boom. A few tower hits, extra TP's coming in from Tundra as they want to fight the Hex. He's out, Shad stepping forward, they're in on the Tusk, they'll be able to take him down. Nine rolls in the stun, he's going to connect onto both of them as Aramis is caught, as well as Boom. Nuked down by the Stroke of Fate, they've got to run. His Magnetize is kept going on them all. Shad's trying to TP out, but they're in. Nine, has he got the damage? He has, as Shad's out. Can't quite TP out in time there. As Tundra, they bring the numbers, and Nine, he comes in with the damage.
That's not how Viking wants those things to go. They try to make the move on the Troll, and they end up losing the Invoker for his rotation. Kezu's still able to get the farm. He's got the hood, so we'll slow down his Blink Dagger a little bit. But if he does need a little bit more tankiness, wants to tank through those Ion Shells in particular. But yeah, big hit from Tundra. And it's Skeeter, who's already been enabled so much this game. He's got phase, he's got perseverance. He's going to be getting a real good time on Battle Fury. Yeah, Shad, as we said, he's pressured.
A big fan of this. I mean, you know, the Battle Fury over the Maelstrom on Troll, especially the game against the Prophet. And we saw Skeeter, he's definitely still still on the Battle Fury train with the builds that we've seen coming out from him. And this game he's getting great timing on it.
Aramis is trapped.
get Boom
They
as
want
well.
more. I
Boom.
don't think they can. Oh,
Nine,
actually-
whoa, Nine's
okay.
going in. Whew, he's got a surge, so he's safely out of there. Bottom lane at the same time, Kezu is able to get the call in onto Fada, dunk down onto one. See if he can chase down another. If he's bringing Skeeter rather low, not quite low enough for the dunk. It's Kezu having good moves
Having a
here.
real good game.
It's going to give him a great timing on this blink after the Vanguard. He's top net worth. As the panel says, you know, eyes on Kezu to carry here. So far, he's doing a great job.
Yeah, and keep him on the map. I like this. So buy more. Like, keep giving him clarities too. Like, just let Kezu keep his impact and keep his presence on the map. He's so important. Once he gets blinked too, it's going to be really important. Tundra looking to force the issue. They've got Magnetize available again. Really want to set up and push this tower down here with Troll, especially. And before the blink dagger, they really want to make a big move on those
Be a
towers.
big hit.
Oh, can they find Kezu?
I think they might. Kezu.
They got the
for
ward.
this. They're rolling in. They don't quite get the initial stun. They do get the
Hey,
follow-up. Backups coming in with that hood. Indeed, Kezu taking quite a beating here. Have they got enough? Coverage comes there. The snowball will dodge the tornado, but now the two of them there in a whole spot. The bottom, a finger comes out. They burst through Biver. 33 and 9 continue to chase on.
Boom.
They're moving on to Boom. Another setup with the ink swell as Boom will pop.
Dire structures are falling.
He just came back. He just got back to mid not too long ago. And so trying to save out his buddy and dies as well. They only get the kill on the Tusk and they lose 2 cores out of it. Shad gets the space, but damage is done. Skeeter gets the bottom tower and he's getting very close to Battle Fury already. And I'm glad you did say that. I do love that he went for Battle Fury this game. When you're a Troll
I love
and
Battle
you're the
Fury.
win
It's
condition
great.
for your team,
Yeah.
like he has the win over the core matchup, right? Like Troll versus Ursa, Troll is always just the better late game matchup.
Oh, hello.
Not that he's going for the late game.
And talking about our carry, Shad.
Uh-oh.
He's been found out. He's trying to run.
Very dead.
There's no saving this man, surely, unless the tornado.
Oh,
It's
no
a beautiful
way.
one. On down to the 3. With the walls out, the shards as well. Shad's blocked in, drag back 33. Cleans up the kill. There's no running from this man.
About to say, holy moly, what a tornado, but not quite this time. Boom again, unable to save his buddy.
Dire's top tower
And he's
is
starting
under
to fall behind already on this Invoker. 1, 2, and 1, 41 last hits. And his rotations are, it has to be perfect. That's the thing about Quaswex is if you start to have these rotations that don't work out well, you really start to fall behind. And that's 2 deaths now that he's had as soon as he's shown his face. Now, they have to make plays. They have Kezu Blink Dagger. He's got to just hide himself off the map. They have to just have their Nature's Prophet and Lions pushing the waves. Kezu has to be extremely active.
He's courier here.
Radiant are
Yeah.
scanning.
Don't show it.
Yeah, the reveal of this will be massive.
Do they have a smoke? Okay, they have a smoke on Aramis too.
They do.
They're still on cooldown for 50 seconds, but I think that they should still smoke and at least swing. So maybe swing toward top, get an aggressive ward down so you get some information for Shad. Because Shad, this is the best place for him to farm, but it's not really that safe either at the moment, up in this top side. He doesn't have much information. See what they can catch here. They have the Wrath of Nature too. Fingers still, like we said, 40 seconds. Maybe the Wrath will be enough. Fiver's sitting on the side. He's expecting a move. He's the
He is
save versus
Fiver.
that axe call.
You can see he's prepared for this.
Catches the smoke. He's ready for it.
Yeah.
He's there to protect his core.
Kezu's going to go for it. They're going to see if they can take down Biver. No, they'll be able to get Biver, but now the question is if Tundra's able to get back in on this. They won't quite find an opportunity to do so. Viking, the kill, they get it out, but not necessarily the big kill that they hope for with the blink reveal.
This is just heads up though. I like the way that Tundra's playing with the buddy system. You know, I like calling it that. The Tusk, he doesn't have anywhere better to be on the map. His whole job is either tank the gank or snowball save your troll if he does get initiated on. So he tanks the gank. You know, that's your job. It's a good job. I love it.
Passing moment, the net worth difference growing specific between carries.
And look at Skeeter. He's got an ancient stack to
Yeah.
work on. Like the other side where Ursa, no Battle Fury, no ancient stack either. Just got enabled much more. And it really is the name of the game really is Enable Skeeter. As we've mentioned multiple times. They have Surge, they have Ion Shell, they have Ink Swell. It's going to be all these
He's
buffs
going to be
on it.
terrifying in these team fights.
He is gonna be
unless,
scary.
as you
So-
say, Boom's on
Unless he gets
point with the
tornado.
tornadoes. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So they gotta be really careful about the counter initiation and the positioning on Viking. I'm unsure of which blade's actually the right choice, but maybe Boom wants to just have more right click.
Oh, he's-
I don't really know what you build on the Quaswex Invokers anymore. This is just what everyone's doing.
I suppose.
Dire are scattering.
Makes him a bit tankier, but positioning is everything. I actually almost just want him to get, as awful as this sounds, it's like BKB first, like, because he's just gonna get ran at. Like, this Earth Spirit is gonna get on him and silence him, control him, etc.
He's
maybe he
very
changes it.
vulnerable.
We'll see.
His position is, it's got to be perfect.
It's everything, yeah.
Tower is under attack.
Kezu
9.
gonna start things here with the drag back on tonight. Nice, pretty tanky though. Tornado off the mark there as the snowball from Viva. Them safe. 33 with the mech pop. And to keep his team strong enough to keep this fight going, Kezu's going to have another chance for a blink in a second, and he goes for it. He's be able to get the jump in. This time only onto the troll. Can they burst him down though? He's trying to get back in on this Kezu, but over to the side. He's already in and on top of Aramis. Skeeter moves in with a battle chance, leads through Kezu. Over Viva goes towards Boom. You'll see Shad jump in from the side. He's trying to get involved, but the silence is upon him. Pops the enrage. He's looking for 33. See if he can chase down this Darkseer. Surges up and Viva with another shard. Blocks off any attempt from Viking to chase, and Tundra, they're not even done yet. He's ready to go. The vacuum on the 3 of them into the ink swell. They're all dead.
Oh my god. All right, that was that's going to finish up a fight.
Oh my goodness.
That was beautiful.
I mean,
I want to see it again.
Shad and Boom, they really tried to go for this. But that's
they had such good positioning, but these are the buffs, you know. Inkswell, look at Skeeter, they see him coming in. Level 3 vacuum.
Middle tower is
Oh,
under
bam!
attack.
Good. That picture perfect. That was beautiful. I love seeing combos hit. And now 4K advantage with the Battle Fury. Ursa still doesn't have his.
No, does he not?
Getting close to top net worth too. No, he doesn't.
It's a slow one here from Shad with these deaths that he suffered.
And he doesn't have the core match either, right? Like, he's into the troll, so the game is just always hard for the Ursa. You're always an item behind, it feels like, versus this troll. Great moves from Tundra, and just really understanding their power peaks there. You could tell, like, they've got the mech on the Darkseer, they've got all this stuff like coming in, and they persist, they dive past the tower heavily. And now even considering to check out Roche, because they do have that troll and such a big power point right now.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It just doesn't feel easy for Viking. Like, I don't know what the next item timing is for them to get like that big strength thing. It feels like everything is just, they need more time to get farm, and that's where, you know, Panel touched on. It's greedy when you have Ursa, Invoker, Axe. They need a Blink Dagger to do anything, and the lanes have kind of fallen apart. Kezu still having a good game, but this Invoker is just continuing to fall further and further behind for Boom.
Their last pick, you know, this is the hero that's meant to have that oomph, and it just hasn't so far.
Nope. And now it Greaves as well on 33, so the EMP is not going to be nearly as effective anymore. So he's going to have that way to restore his teammates.
And it really does, yeah, as you say, it feels like Greaves just offsets the full impact of the Invoker's damage output, especially when the Invoker's this far behind.
When he's poor, yeah. It really is just, that's the biggest thing. It's like 33 is just almost like double net worth in a way of the Invoker, so he just counteracts him fully. And Quas Wex is tough, you know, it's hard to make work in these type of games. If you fall behind,
it's rough.
If you full commit to the Quas Wex as well, it gets hard. I've seen a lot of times they go like 5 points Wex, and then they go Aghanims and they build toward the Exor and they go for the Cataclysm. This isn't a game that can do that. I felt like it was needed though. They do have the Axe Call and stuff like that, so there is potential for way later down the line, but I don't think we're going to get there with the way Tundra's playing. That is a sneaky courier. So what? That's a Solar Crest near done for Celery. He actually does have it. So the thing is that they're still getting like pretty okay farm. It just, you can't feel their impact.
He needs help, and he needs it now. Boom's trying to cover him with the combo, but Viper's coming in from the side with the snowball. They've moved in straight on top of the Axe. Kezu, he's trying to run, but he can't get away from the 5 of them. That's Kezu gone.
Ran at.
The vacuum here from 33, catching another. 9, he's ready with the chase. There's no running. Tundra really starting to step it up in this third game.
That's just so easy for them to set up kills. With all these buff ups, with the Ink Swell, with this Earth Spirit, just dominating the game, even controlling Shad now.
Can't get out of this, can he?
Oh, he just kills himself. Okay. Yeah, 9's okay.
9's sort of rolling all over the place. But that's the thing, at this point, it doesn't matter if half the spells are missing. It doesn't matter, they're still getting the kill.
And Troll, full item ahead of that Ursa. BKB's done, level 15. It's getting pretty rough, Viking. And it really just feels like it's only eyes on Kezu. You know, he's got to pull a stab. He's got to get some like 5-man calls. And I don't think they have the damage. You know, where's the damage coming from? Even if he does get the calls, it's
got to spin.
Feeling pretty loud.
Spin.
And to win, yeah.
I mean, and it would be that, but it was built up to this game. You know, TI pretty much on the line here. You get knocked down to Division 2. You're not going to have the chance next season to get to a major, to get DPC points. You know, and for most teams, you know, TI is everything. So to lose here, it's going to be a very sad day for one of the squad.
Still looking to make these moves. They're smoking. They've got Shad pretty far from his BKB still, but they're looking to hit anyway. He's checking out the rush, so it looks like they're doing for some very greedy play. If he can sneak it while his team makes a play elsewhere.
I mean, they might just be able to get away with this.
The courier's scouting it. Biver saw it.
Kezu, he's trying to throw a distraction.
Okay.
He's jumping in. He wants them to go for him.
9's leaving.
He's already out. He's heading over. Roshan is gone though. Kezu, he did what he needed to do. He gave his life. Nice. He gave the space. Viking take Rosh.
Hope Shad can get out and not die before with that Aegis. Celery looks like he's probably going to go down.
See if the rest of them can escape. Aramis chased down as well, but a good stun will set up for the space for him to get out. So in this position, sacrificing 2 heroes to get Roshan and Aegis, Viking take that every time.
Absolutely. You deny from Tundra as well too, where Tundra might be able to just push and end the game. Now you can be able to buy yourself some more time so Shad can actually get a BKB and have a fighting hope in the game. To actually be able to show up to a fight and be able to do something. If he's able to get BKB, he will be able to maybe actually do something in this. Boom, he's under a ward.
Oh, he went for the regen, and he's dead for that.
He is.
Yeah, that's. I mean, they can't afford to give up anything really in this position.
No.
Whilst they're behind and taking the risk there for an unnecessary rune.
Boom, definitely having a bit of a rough one in this game. Couple phase 2, you could see that he was missing some last hits. Just things aren't working out. Him going for that rune too. There's not really a purpose. He just gives his life again. 1, 4, and 3 on this mid.
I mean, as I said, there's just so much weighing on this series. A lot of pressure here for the players.
Yep. Tundra, they're thriving under the pressure, really. 20-7 right now, and just constantly hunting and looking for all these plays. And this is them busting out a 5 gyro in the last game. Now they're running the mid Earthburn, and it's working. Yeah. And that's confidence.
And that confidence paying off. Feel it. Tundra as a team just much clearer position right now.
Celery's trying to buy time. He's cutting waves, summoning treants, summoning greater treants, split pushing as best he can to get them some time for Shad. So like we said, so he can at least get BKB and have a chance to hope to fight. And we'll see if they can actually take the fight. If they can take the fight with BKB, maybe they have a chance in this game. It still feels like pretty impossible, but hey, there's crazier things that have happened. Space from Celery, just keep it. That's probably the only thing that's going to be happening exciting for Viking besides them. Maybe looking for a smoke with Kezu. I think it's still a little crazy. I think Celery's the one that's going to be the only action that they're actually doing. What time?
Coming out pretty far here down bottom.
They see them though. They have that ward on the high ground. Celery sees them with that ward. At least 2 of them that saw setting on bottom. So they're going to dodge away. And it will get a courier snipe. Will he die for it?
He's starting up. Did have a fair bit on that courier. Had a top, but the XP could probably be gained from that kill instead.
They're trying to kill the treants, but they can't. These annoying treants are going to probably cut the next wave, at least somewhere, either top or mid. Will he be able to make it to top? He won't. As we see, if we see them actually make a move, maybe up top, the BKB is finished for Shad.
9 over on Tundra. They're smoking up here right behind Shad.
See what they can do.
Can they get a jump?
They gotta
need
get
a clean kill.
Yep. Nine is showing himself for a second. His
Aramis,
BKB's
they're
not
coming
on
in.
yet.
Oh, the Yules!
And now he has BKB.
Straight away, he's able to dodge the initiation from Kedu. And now they'll look to Nine, running down Aramis. Viking, they'll do their best to just get everybody else out there if they can. Boom. He's out with the Ghost Walk. He's away from the sentries. They won't be able to catch him. I mean, all things considered, with that initiation going down the drain, if they only lose Aramis, they'll be fighting with this over to the side. Kezu is having to come in to protect Shad. Shad is trying to turn, hold his ground. He has, of course, the Aegis and the BKB, but the wall's down onto the two of them. They're surrounded. Nine. Soulbind then comes into play. The silence now on both of them as they link together. Kezu and Despair. As Kezu, he's getting low. He's taken down. And Shad as well. He'll fall the once. He's going to be back with a second round. They did indeed get the Ursa. Can Shad do anything here with his second line? Pots the BKB immediately. Turns over towards 33 and Skeeter. Sunstrike going to be dodged. Biver into the snowball. They'll kite out the BKB from Shad. I mean, again, you know, considering the position they're in, losing the Aegis, losing Kezu, you got the kill on Nine. And Nine, of course, is in a much better position at that moment than the two of those cores. So, again, just closing that lead that Tundra had bit by bit here, Viking, that they are holding on.
All that matters is Shad survives throughout a fight and is able to actually get himself an item, get himself back onto the map and farming. He's literally everything for this team right now. Nine may be overcommitting a little hard there, but I feel like Tundra's still in a pretty damn good spot anyway, even if they do lose that Ursa Spirit. Ursa still needs quite a few more items to be able to address versus Troll to have that actual matchup. But he's getting there. He's on his way. And he at least will always have the benefit of being alacrity and stuff like that inside the team fights too from Boom. And Boom does get, you know, some more saving graces for himself. Has his BKB done, starting to get levels into Exor and whatnot too.
And we see him sort of considering what his next item was going to be. He had the Hex queued up momentarily, now shifted to the Ags. I mean, what route do you think he does have to go? What would you think is going to be the best hit?
I think you have to go. The Axe call. You know, you have a setup. Yep. Sure, you're playing versus Snowball, but you've got a couple ways to set up, and we can definitely see they're lacking damage. They can't provide on Shad to do everything. Once his BKB is down on this Ursa, his fights are going to be very difficult. So Invoker has to carry his weight.
Trying to get away with some sneaky plays down bottom, but spotted out by the wards. Still, though, it is, you know, this constant pressure from the Prophet is removing opportunities for Tundra to play as aggressive as maybe they would like, and it's giving space, it's giving time for Viking.
Yeah, and they're getting, you know, BKB for Kazu's coming soon. They're getting levels on Invoker, which is the best thing you can always get on an Invoker, and getting just time for his next few items. Still a uphill battle. This Troll still has the best core matchup in the game, and he is still owning Skeeter, 4,000 plus ahead of the competition, and he's got, as we mentioned, all the enablers. So sure, you've got Tornado to counteract it, but there's a BKB now on the Troll. So if he's buffed up by all these buffs that we've been saying from Tundra, and he pops BKB, can't dispel it, he can train on targets. Still very hard for Viking to actually take these fights.
Aramis.
But there's a chance.
Uh-oh. Again, that for Viking, that's fine. Just a line dying, everybody else out, and the team still able to play the map.
Shad's getting space, you know, Shad's getting farm. He's got Basher. He's not catching up to the Troll, but he's catching up in his own way.
He's not falling further behind.
Exactly. Thank you. Boom now also has a quickening charm, so a little bit of a better item than that Grove Bow. Sit back, get some nice spell frequency. Can have Cold Snap going constantly in the fights too.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think Kazu, yeah, almost
Radiant
KB.
are scanning.
They do still have some hopes in these team fights. It's gonna be very hard, but still a chance. And they're still buying more time. Just getting these next few items. The Aghanims on the Invoker definitely would be something they'd like to get before a big fight comes off. Might be hard to just keep making this forever, though. As they're gonna try for... Looks like they're trying to go for something aggressive top for a second. On the area.
I'll see if they can get a BKB charge out of him. Plays it cool.
Oh, Kezu just missed 3 last. Kezu, go close. You're so close to BKB.
Oh no, Kezu.
And now they might actually smoke out and hit, and he's gonna be just short of the BKB now.
He didn't miss those last hits.
I didn't miss those.
Quite hard to miss. No, I missed 4.
Aramis,
Aramis,
he'll eat the gank.
get the will. Everybody else surely want to get out of there. They don't want to fight this, do they? No, they want to run.
So,
They want to run. 9.
oh, he got backing back up.
Chad, he's been forced to fight this. He's turning over towards 33. He's going to pop the BKB, try to come in on the front. Kezu attempting to jump in. Have they got the damage there? Kezu's going to fall, and now
Chad,
Chad, he's got to run. The Enrager BKB shortly coming to an end. Skeeter's on top of him, beating him into position. As Chad's down, 9. He will fall in return, but now the chase continues from Tundra as they head over towards Boom and snowballs of Piper. And over towards Aramis too. The Sharks won't catch him, but Skeeter's axes will.
Skeeter, the king of the game. He literally just gets to hold his ground in the fight. Act Blinks calls him. He doesn't care. Just pops his ult, holds his ground, eats the Ursa, eats the axe alive. And that's a fight that was forced. They got back on the high ground. They felt like they needed to go back to help the Ursa. But a terrible positioning for them.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, these little moves from 33 making it very difficult to try and use terrain against them. Back over 31 to 9.
I didn't see if it made a difference either, but this is an item that I thought we were going to see Boss Wex Invoker just dead because of is the Eternal Shroud. 33's got it. EMP actually just kind of does nothing at that point. It literally just does 0. Gets counteracted fully by that Eternal Shroud. And
I'll see this again. I mean, it's clear. Aramis down. They want to leave. Chad try and run. He's down off the cliff, but this fucking boom straight up to the high ground. And at that point, you've got no choice if you're Viking. You've got to try and stand ground and take it. But of course, with the way that they're behind, that's just it's not possible.
no, and Skeeter just gets full freedom. He just pops BKB and he's just full out battle trancing, hitting 2 heroes while another fight's going on the left side. 9 distracts everybody. Yeah, really good fights from Tundra, and just we're seeing the power of this troll pick really. 10-0-7, Skeeter just have full freedom. Full Abyssal Blade done now too. I mean, his farm is just 1,000 over the next pretty much. And look at this, a DD as well.
Completed coming out blade, so it's not going to be easy for these heroes. Boom in particular, he has got to stand right at the back of these fights.
They just don't have damage at all to deal with this troll either now. Through 2, like they can't even kill him once. 2 lives is just, it's overkill. They're gonna keep doing, same thing. Same in the game for Viking is just celery to push the waves and then try to find any opportunities to get extra farm, but that last hit hurt.
That sort of position where Vikings' best hopes might lie behind Shaq getting time to pick up a rapier.
It feels like, yeah, I mean, it really does feel like he needs it. They need Cataclysm and Rapier, and
then
they don't have either.
Maybe there's a chance, but other than that, Tundra in a very solid position. Yeah.
33 trying to get the catch, can't quite. And yeah, Forge Spirits, Treants, sent down lanes. Furion TP's Wrath of Nature probably gonna get popped any second now too when he sees the waves. Just anything to buy them sometimes in some hopes. Yeah, get Boom the Ags. That's your next real big hope, and then just try to get Kezu like a 3-man call or something like that.
Close is he?
It's about 1,000 away. Not too bad. 1,200-ish. Who knows? I don't think they're gonna have the time though. Looks like Tundra is gonna start kicking up the pace. They're trying to solve the lane issues though. Viking is doing a good job of keeping that push. Skeeter's bloodthirsty right now. But with this full Abyssal too, he is really feeling himself. Like, he just wants to hit a hero. He does not want to hit any creeps anymore. Someone show your face so you can Abyssal them. That's what Skeeter's asking for.
Here we go. Need to have a poke of the high ground. There's still 2 minutes on that Aegis. As they're just going in, they're in. They're in with the Abyssal onto Boom. Boom. Could he get out from this? He's trying to, but he's been found in place here by the Stonebind. He's gone. He's got a buyback immediately. Skeeter, he's trying to dump in for more. They've got the stun. Sunstrike to follow up. As Skeeter, he's so tanky. Aramis is going to end up ticking out to magnetized damage.
It's still spreading too.
Kezu can't get the jump in. And even
No.
if it does, it's going to be into an Aegis Troll. As Tundra, they'll take the tier 3, they're onto the barracks. They're smoking up, they're looking for some sort of wraparound, some sort of setup.
The back door's kicked in. The creeps aren't in the base. They've cut them effectively.
Can Kezu find a jump?
Eater's still in the base. Kezu's trying to find
He's
the
going to look to see if he can find something, but he doesn't get either. And now, up on the high ground, Shad, he's stuck up there, he needs help, he needs it now. Tornado comes down from Boom. Shad trying to hold his position here, past the enrage, turns over towards 9, but the Eagles send up into the air. Shad losing time here with the bonus with that ultimate as Boom goes down. Shad's trying to chase him for a kill, but they can't get anything out of this Viking. Shad being constantly kited as Tundra turn, they'll deal with him as well. Shad's out, Boom's down. 2 calls out of the game for over a minute, and no buybacks to be seen.
Radiant's top barracks.
Skeeter gets the blood he was looking for. Finds the Ursa. Finds Boom as well. Back to the racks. Clean and easy fight for them. Shad, they tried to get the catch there with Kezu. Shad has no BKB though at this point. So him hopping out is just, he knows he's gonna die if he doesn't get all the kills immediately. As Tundra hunting for Aramis.
Gone.
Goodbye, Aramis.
Skeeter's in, just adding to his KDA here, 13-0-8. Celery
Radiant's bottom
desperately trying to just block waves. Buy some time. Kezu as well, trying to distract them from the base as he charges out on that top lane.
Radiant's bottom tower.
But he can't do so. He goes down. They'll take him out. They'll head straight back towards cleaning up the barracks.
They know it's over. Kezu was just trying to buy any type of fun. Celery still pushing mid, but yeah, all the Raxes will get finished off here. Still 15 seconds for Skeeter to finish cleaning it up.
Radiant's middle tower.
Full X on 33. The big items are coming out now. We've
Sure,
got that
why
much
not?
money on all of them. They're going to have one more fight in it.
Radiant's middle barracks are under attack.
They will wait for everyone to respawn to give it one final shot.
Celery buying a Deso.
Is under attack.
The 5 position Nature's Prophet transitioning into the 2.
Oh, there we go. Mega creeps out. Fada, he's jumping in aggressively. He's got the soulbind on the 2 of them. Boom is out to pop the BKB and step to the back. They try and get themselves away.
Actually, gonna back up. Okay. I mean, Skeeter's 25 with a Scotty BKB. I think Tundra could just run in at them, but I guess they're trying to get a big combo off with the vacuum. Go back up. I feel like they could have just run in and fought, but they're gonna back up.
I mean, they're playing it safe.
Item.
You know, there's a lot on the line here. There's
tier 4 items too. You can always pick those up as well and just sit on the high ground. But yeah, patience definitely the name of the game. What's on the line? Even though this one's 100% item. Yeah, it's probably 100%.
Let's bring up the Dota Plus. Get checked from Gabe, and it is. It's called here 100%. As you know, Viking, they'll play out what will be their last moments, unfortunately for them here in the upper division.
Tundra's just waiting for the target to show. Waiting for the Soulbind Abyssal Blade on 2.
They're ready with the jump. Soulbind straight away. Back, give the Abyssal Blade onto the 2 of them. Aramis and Boom are gone. Tundra, they're ready to close this up. They're ready to put an end to it, and here the end will come. GG is called by Viking as Tundra with a fantastic game, as we really saw just the confidence and the individuality here from this team with what they can bring to the table. This game 3 coming out with the 9 Earth Spirit as that final sort of twist to the draft as they open with it, but not maybe in the position that Viking were prepared for. As a brilliant game, and Viking, it only really got worse really this series for them.